very a big advantage on the other side. Tonight, he feels like he has the advantage all the way around. I think the team believes that, and even though Buckeye's coming off of a district win, I think the Bunkie Panthers are hungry, and they're going to come out here, and we're going to see some different things tonight. I don't want to jinx it.
No jinxes, because last week we said we about just pay attention right here and we got a touchdown, so
right.
We'll leave it at that.
We'll see some different things tonight, and I'll let Coach Nick talk more about that. We'll bring it back to the station here for the pregame interview. You listen to the Farm Bureau pregame show brought to you by Josh Sauseda Farm Bureau. This is Bunkie Panther Radio on Z95.9.
Good evening and welcome to another exciting night of Bunkie Panther football here on KZLG 95.9. This mighty Bunkie Panther radio pregame show is sponsored by your Royals Parish Farm Bureau insurance agent and play-by-play announcer, Josh Sauseda. Now let's turn it over to Josh with head football coach Nick Pujol for this week's matchup.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Farm Bureau Insurance pregame show. I'm Josh Sauseda, here with Coach Nick Pujol of the Bunkie Panthers, head coach. Coach, tonight's homecoming. We're expecting a big crowd, and it's been an eventful week, but let's talk about last week real quick. Your first game against Caldwell District Play did not go like we all hoped for. But late in the game, we did see the offense put together a couple of scoring drives late, and that's when Dylan Compton came in at quarterback. So I got to ask you, what's the quarterback situation look like tonight, and what led to that decision last week?
Last week, we were just trying to get Dylan some reps, and we actually drove the ball really, really well early in the game. Just we could never score. The thing with Dylan's able to run around and throw a little bit further than Brady, and honestly, that wasn't any of the plays working by design. Only one of his 6 completions were him throwing the play by design. The rest was him like escaping pressure, running around and chunking something deep, and our guys able to go make a play. So that was kind of just like circumstantial, a little bit of success right there. But the offense necessarily wasn't being run how we wanted it to. And a lot of that's up front. Offensive line-wise, we were outmatched. They had a really good defensive line, and they were giving us fits all day. So it just kind of helped having an athletic kid that could escape some pressure and then make something happen. You'll see both guys play tonight to some degree, and it's kind of for the same reason because our offensive line's struggling so much being outsized, outmatched, and they're going to be outsized again tonight. So kind of hoping that, if they're getting a lot of pressure on us, maybe having a guy like Dylan who can make something happen whenever the pocket breaks down might give us a little bit of a spark versus, Brady. If Brady doesn't have a good pocket, Brady's not going to be able to escape anything. So it's kind of more like trying to make the best of a bad situation type thing. It's not that Brady's playing bad at all. Brady throws the ball as accurate as anybody that we have. So you'll probably see both guys just depending on what Buckeye's doing to us and how well we handle that pass rush. It's kind of up to that.
You mentioned that the offensive line struggling and being outsized. You lost the offensive lineman in the second half last week in Julian Eves. What's his injury update, and are there any other injuries or returning injuries that could impact the game tonight?
Right. No, we're not sure exactly what Julian's injury is yet. He's got an MRI next week. He is gonna play tonight on a knee brace as long as he can tolerate it. Detrakus Parite played sparingly last week. He'll start tonight. He'll also have a knee brace on. And then Cade Mayu's been dealing with an ankle. Cade hasn't practiced in 3 weeks because of how bad his ankle is. He just toughs it out on Fridays and tries to go as long as he can. So Cade and Parite will both be playing. Cade with an ankle brace, Parite with a knee brace. See how long they last. Hopefully they last the whole game. If not, then we have some younger guys that we can throw in, and then Julian will play also. So we kind of got 3 guys that are sort of like halfway healthy, and we have a few freshmen kind of that have played a lot that are ready to be plugged in if needed. The only other big injury from the other day was Jamie Lachne hurt his knee, and he's probably out for the rest of the year. The MRI results aren't in yet, but he's probably out for the rest of the year. But other than that, just normal bangs and bruises. John Michael's foot's still bothering him, so he can't fully kick. That's why you see us maybe pass up field goal opportunities. He can't fully kick on the inside of his foot yet, so kind of still playing with John Michael's foot a little bit. But other than that, for the most part, normal week 7 kind of banged up football team playing through it.
Now, those injuries on the offensive line, does that affect anything you do offensively? Are you going to change anything to work around that, or just stick with your game plan?
No, not changing anything. Not changing anything at all.
Now, you host Buckeye tonight. They're coming off of a district win last week against Bolton. How do you match up against them offensively and defensively?
Yeah, Buckeye's playing really, really well right now. They're 3-3. They're feeling a lot of good momentum. How do we match up with them? Defensively, they're going to play us differently than most teams have. Most teams have put everybody in the box, played us man-to-man, cover 0, and dared us to beat them throwing the ball, which has been a pretty good bet on their part. Buckeye doesn't seem like they're going to play us like that. They're going to play a little more traditional, have 2 safeties back, kind of play a little softer in their 3-4. Looks like they're just trying to minimize the big play, keep everything in front of them, tackle you, and force you to snap the ball over and over and over again, which is not a bad strategy. Up front, we're at a mismatch. They have a much bigger, much stronger line than us, but that's going to be everybody because we're so small up front. In the skill positions, I feel like we definitely have a overall team speed advantage, and we probably have a few more athletes that can do things on both sides of the ball in space. So hopefully we can take advantage of that skill position-wise. Offensively, they're going to ground and pound. They're going to try to run the clock, keep the game close, keep the score close, and then, try to do something there at the end to have an opportunity to win. So that's kind of the style of play that you're going to look for from them. Caliber-wise, they're probably the weakest team that we've played to date. They are playing really, really well for what they have, though. And so, hopefully we can kind of have some benefit from playing such a tough non-district schedule, and see if that helps us tonight.
And lastly, Coach, what was your focus or message of the week?
Message of the week was earn it. Just trying to make sure that our guys understand that nothing's going to happen just by showing up and having the jersey on. You're going to have to go out there and earn every single opportunity to make a play and earn the right to be out there and have a chance to win a district game.
All right, Coach, thank you, and good luck tonight.
Appreciate it, Sauce.
Panthers looking to earn it and earn their first win in this new district. It's homecoming night here in Bunkie, Louisiana. Battle of the Panthers, Buckeye versus Bunkie. Kickoff coming up shortly. You're listening to Bunkie Panther Radio on Z95.9.
We hope you've enjoyed tonight's pregame show with play-by-play announcer Josh Sauseda and head football coach Nick Pujol of the mighty Bunkie Panther Radio Network. This pregame show has been brought to you by your Royals Parish Farm Bureau Insurance Agent Josh Sauseda. Coming up, another exciting night of Bunkie Panther football here on KZLG 95.9 or online KZLGradio.com.
Time for Riding Shotgun with the Gunslinger. Tough questions for football tough guy, Brett Favre.
Dear Brett, my dog is too fat to jump in my truck. What should I do? First, go to favorites.com for a great auto quote in 4 minutes from Farm Bureau. Then, put your dog on a diet or get a little trampoline so it can bounce in your truck. Tough call. I'd go trampoline. Great, fast claim, real service, auto, home, and life. Josh Sauseda, Farm Bureau.
Sean Supercenter in Hesmer has straight shooting prices on guns and ammunition. We carry brands you can trust in any caliber you could want. Whether you're looking for a firearm for your next outdoor adventure, something for the shooting range, or even something for home defense, our prices are the best in Central Louisiana, and we receive new shipments every day. Sean Supercenter is also known for our catering. Let us make your next gathering the taste of the town. The store is stocked with fresh produce and quality meat, and we even have a butcher on site for custom cuts. Start your next adventure by visiting our deli, which serves plate lunches every day. We cook those home-style plate lunches that everyone in Avoyles loves. And from the menu, we serve the best burgers, sandwiches, po' boys, wraps, and seafood. Call 597-9940 to place an order, or stop by any day of the week. We open early, and we'll have biscuits and hot coffee waiting for you. Sean Supercenter, Main Street in Hesmer.
Over the years, we've been asked a lot of questions. Like, why is our bank any different than those big city financials? After all, most banks offer the same products and services. The difference is our people and our service. We give you the one-on-one, first-name, friendly service that you deserve. Simsport State Bank, a better way to bank. Member FDIC. Online at SimsportsStateBank.net.
Pre-game interview brought to you by Farm Bureau Insurance. Now, Buckeye and Bunkie sound similar, and they're both the Panthers. So from here on out in the broadcast, I'm going to refer to the Panthers as our hometown Bunkie Panthers.
Gotcha.
And I will refer to the opponent as Buckeye only.
Buckeye,
and then the Panthers are our hometown Panthers, and I'll try my best to do that. Panthers are going to receive the ball going left to right. This first quarter brought to you by J&J Exterminating. Like the left. Kickoff going left to right.
Oh, gotcha. I think you said they were going to receive the ball going left to right.
I'm sorry. Gotcha. Kickoff going left to right brought to you by Capital Sign. We're just moments away here from the opening quarter brought to you by J&J Exterminating. Got a lot of great sponsors that make this broadcast possible. If you're outside the listening area, you can always download the KZLG app. You can find it in the App Store for your Apple or Android device. Just type in KZLG, download it, and click the play button. You can listen anywhere in the world. Ball is teed up, back deep to receive for the Panthers is number 1, Tanner Lemoyne. Here's the kick. It's going to be an onside kick to the far side. And out of bounds. They let it go out of bounds. Panthers will start with great field position. First year coach here for Buckeye, having a 500 season. You know a little bit more about the coach than I do.
Yeah, Coach Ben McLaughlin. I was around him for a long time this summer, about 4 hours one day at a 7-on-7 tournament. They played Bunkie. Josh, I can tell you, there's truly not a ton of talent on that side, but when I tell you this man can coach and knows the game, he is very inspiring and a really, really impressive coach. I was very impressed with him this summer.
All right, looks like Dylan Compton's going to be taking the snaps here out of the shotgun. Good snap, rolls out to the right side. John Guerrero with the catch. He's tackled immediately there on the far sideline. Loss of 1 for Guerrero. There on the tackle is Colt Bircher. Now, we saw Brady Wright start the game last week against Caldwell. Compton came in to finish. Here's the snap. Compton looking to throws here to the near side. Intended for Kyle Johnson. Intercepted by Buckeye. That's number 3, Xander Smith. That's his 10th interception on the season. So Bunkie, so the Panthers, the hometown Panthers, turn it over on the second play of the drive.
Repeat that again, how many interceptions that he has.
That makes his 10th. He was coming into the game with 9 interceptions. That makes his 10th on the season. That is some Jordan Jackson type numbers for a defensive back.
We might even do a stat of the game, the most interceptions in 1 year for a Bunkie Panther is 11. It was actually tied by 2 people. It was Jordan Jackson and one other. We'll get some text in on that, but that kid right there, Xander Smith, a player.
Here's Buckeye with a shotgun formation right at the 32. Xander Smith at quarterback takes it to the left himself, fighting through tackles, still on his feet, 5, 6, 7 yards across the 40 to the 41. Xander Smith just had the interception. He plays quarterback, and Buckeye, from the little film that I did watch on him, he's going to take 90% of the carries. It almost reminds me of how Bunkie Panthers, our hometown Bunkie Panthers, ran their offense last year, putting Sauseda at quarterback, but mainly using him as a runner.
Right.
So Smith's going to pick up 7 there on that carry. I'm sorry, they're going to give him 9. 2nd and 1 now from the 41. Handoff right up the gut. Panthers stack it up. There first is Luke Norman to make the tackle, the freshman. Panthers have 5 freshmen starting on defense tonight.
Yeah, really good play right there by Luke Norman. Looked like he got shot out of a cannon right there. Hit him behind the line of scrimmage and did not give up any yards from there. It's actually a loss of 1 right there, Josh.
Good job. First career start for Luke Norman. And he shows up with a tackle for a loss. Great job there playing middle linebacker. Also, another change on defense for the Panthers is number 30, Lucas Mose, playing safety tonight.
2 kids that played at St. Anthony last year, both starting right here tonight.
3rd and 3. Xander Smith in the shotgun. Takes it himself to the left side. Gets cut down immediately at the line of scrimmage by, again, Luke Norman coming in to knock him off of his feet. 4th and 1 now.
Let's see what Coach McLaughlin.
going for a quarterback sneak up the middle. It's a big pile, big push either way. I think he's going to be short, Donnie. We'll see where they spot it.
barely short. Let's see here. Yeah, I think he had to get to the 42, and I don't think he quite made it to the...
Quick snap with the quarterback keeper. All 22 guys on the field.
Well, I didn't think he made it to...
Oh, they give it to him by hair.
I didn't think he made it to the 42, and the nose of the ball is actually over the 42, and it didn't... Look, I'm a long ways away, but I didn't think he got it.
First down for Buckeye, now on their own 42-yard line, 42 and a half. That fourth down play. Quarterback sneak paid off for Buckeye. They come out with three receivers now. Smith in the shotgun. Handoff right up the middle. Brought down. That's number 33. There on the tackles, number 25, Zion Lee. Along with, let's see who's at the bottom of that pile.
Get his number if he'll turn.
I believe that's number
53. 53 is John Keith Lavallee. John Keith's had a good year this year.
No gain. 2nd and 10 for Buckeye. Same spot, 42-yard line going left to right. 8:43 on the game clock here in the opening quarter, brought to you by J&J Exterminating. Hard count by Smith. Looks to the sideline now. Has a receiver to each side, a pistol formation. That's in the shotgun with a running back right behind the quarterback, 3 yards deep at a power back. Handoff up the middle. Panthers again stack him up there. Luke Norman again right up the middle to get his pads on the ball carrier with senior John Michael Eves.
That's going to bring up a 3rd and 10. I didn't watch a ton of film on Buckeye. Like I said, I saw them a lot in 7-on-7 tournaments this year. This offense is, so far at least, is relatively basic. A lot of up-the-middle runs, nothing too complex so far.
3rd and 9, empty backfield now for Buckeye. 3 receivers and a power back right behind the right tackle. Bunkie, 4 down linemen, 3 linebackers, 4-3 front. Smith's going to take it to the right side himself. Jasper St. Remain comes in, sacks the quarterback for a loss. Big 3rd down play. 4th and 14 now for Buckeye. What a great play by number 10, Jasper St. Remain, holding containment. Xander Smith had nowhere to go, made that tackle for a loss. And now they went for it on 4th and 1.
Yeah.
And now it looks like the offense is may stay on the field. Now late they bring on what looks like to be a punt team. They're going to punt this away.
Is that Lucas Mose dropping back to catch the punt? He was playing safety. Not our typical punt returner, but he is going to drop back here.
Here's a snap. Good snap. It's going to be a good punt to the far side. Checked up at the 30. Lucas Mose grabs it on the run at the 30. Crosses the 35. Brought down at the 40. So not a bad return for his first return in varsity football.
But grab that like he's been doing that his whole life.
Usually that's the ball that you would let go.
Yeah.
Especially since it's checked up. But it took a Sunday hop on him.
No.
And he just caught it on the run.
No. I coached Lucas for a long time in football. He has no fear. And it's always full throttle. So good for him. That did not surprise me at all that he picked it up.
Here's a bad snap by the Panthers. The Buckeye recovers at the 35. I don't think Dylan Compton was ready for the snap. So the first play after the punt return, your hometown Panthers turn it over without even running a play. Bad snap to the knee. Well, it really wasn't a bad snap. It was a snap that the quarterback wasn't ready for. Center and quarterback weren't on the same page, and that's the type of troubles you have when you're dealing with 2 quarterback systems. You know, just not on the same page. Both quarterbacks, their first year playing varsity football at that position, have been in and out, and the woes continue, Donnie, on offense. Buckeye takes over in Panther territory on the 36-yard line, moving left to right, pistol formation, play action. Smith has a receiver wide open on the scene. That's number 44 with the catch. Down to the 6-yard line. Good pickup there. That's
Easton Davis. He's a senior running. When I tell you open, he was running wide open.
Exactly. 30-yard catch. First pass for Buckeye goes for 30 yards. inside the red zone of Bunkie at the 6-yard line, moving left to right. First and goal now for Buckeye. 6.5 minutes to go on the game clock. Still a scoreless ball game. Shotgun formation. Davis to the right of Smith. He gets the handoff to the left side, has a big hole, gets inside the 5 to the 1-yard line. Second and goal from the 1.
Man, you weren't lying, Josh. I could see that hole from here, just the way that we're positioned to the field. A really good job by their offensive line. A little bit of size in that offensive line right there for them. Opened up a gap right there, and he gets it all the way to the 1. I'm assuming this is going to be a Xander Smith run right here. What do you think?
Ball on the 1. Xander again to Easton Davis up the middle. Touchdown, Buckeye. They strike first here, and that was all set up by a botched snap from the Panthers. Buckeye takes over on the 35, and you give any decent football team that good a field position, chances are you're going to give up points more times than not.
Man, really, really, really slow start to this offensive game again for us.
High snap for Buckeye on the extra point. Incomplete as the holder tries to scramble out and pass it. So the extra point, all he can do. 6-0 with 5:41 to go here in the opening quarter. And the Panthers have got to find some type of rhythm on offense. Have only run 3 plays.
3 plays, 2 of those 3 plays are turnovers.
2 passing plays. One was a completion for -1 yards. The other was an interception. And then the other snap, it really wasn't a play, was a fumble, gave Buckeye the ball. We pretty much haven't seen the Panther offense gain a yard with playing over 6 minutes here in the first quarter. We'll see if they can get something going on offense. We're going to be kicking it off here. Capital signs, kickoff going left to right. Again, it's 6-0. Buckeye on top of your hometown Bunkie Panthers with 5:41 to go here in the opening quarter, brought to you by J&J Exterminating.
Last week we had an all-hands team on, expecting onside kicks. It looks like we've got the exact same right here, but I do think, is that Tanner Lemoyne back deep just in case?
Tanner Lemoyne back deep, standing on his own 15. Hands team in front.
Oh, my, he kicked it backwards.
He kicked it backwards, and the Buckeye is going to touch it. That'll be illegal touching.
I've never seen a kick go backwards in my life.
He was trying to hit an onside kick up the middle. It must have hit the side of his foot. The ball actually went backwards about 3 yards.
I've never seen that in my life.
I've never seen it. I have seen a punt for negative yardage, though. Who was it? What team? It was Bunkie.
Oh, boy. Never mind. We're moving on. Compton in at quarterback.
Compton in at quarterback. Bunkie now with good field position at the 39-yard line of Buckeye, moving right to left. 2 receivers stacked here to the near side. Handoff up the middle to Tanner Lemoyne. Gets across the 35 to the 34. Panthers now have some positive yardage. Never mind, they spot that at the 36-yard line. The
offensive lineman fell forward.
So 2nd and 8 now for the Panthers. One-on-one coverage down here. Handoff again to Tanner Lemoyne. Makes a move to the outside, brought down short of the first down, close to the 33-yard line. 2 runs in a row gives the Panthers a 3rd down and 4 look at the 31-yard line. No huddle. Up-tempo offense back to the line. Looks like they get into a wing T formation.
That's Kyle in the backfield.
Kyle Johnson in Wildcat formation. He takes the ball to the right side. He's going to have the first down, makes a move, and tackled about a yard after getting the first down to the 27. Good open field tackle by Buckeye over there. Number 3, Xander Smith.
Josh, I saw that as well. I thought Kyle had a lot more yards to gain right there. Xander Smith comes down, makes a really good play for them.
Picks up the first down. That's the first down brought to you by Roy Scott and James. Handoff to Tanner Lemoyne on the left side, trying to get the edge. Cuts it up now. He has the speed to get there. The 10, the 5. Touchdown, Panthers! And what some good moves and hard running to finish that touchdown off by Tanner Lemoyne. didn't have a lot of running room last week against Caldwell. He looked like he shot out of a bullet. He had some amped up energy for this week, and he just showed what he can do with the ball in his hands just now.
When he got around that corner right there, we kind of felt it up here that he had a chance to get in right there. Even though he had a couple guys in between him and the goal line. Good job by Tanner Lemoyne right there getting in the end zone.
So the Panthers tie it up. It's 6-6 now with 4.5 minutes to go here in the J&J exterminating first quarter, and this happens every game. Every extra point, the Panthers have a silent snap on the extra point, and we draw the opponents offsides every single game. That's what just happened. But John Michael says, keep it where it is. I just want to kick it. The penalties decline. We're not going to move the ball half the distance to the goal.
And last week we did move it and didn't get in on 2 points, so we'll just kick it from here.
Here's Eves with the extra point. Snap, hold, the kick, and it is a beauty right down the center. It is good. John Michael Eves puts it on the track. 7-6 now. Your hometown Panthers take the lead with 4:26 to go here in the J&J exterminating. That touchdown brought to you by Central Louisiana Insurance Consultants, 25-yard rushing touchdown by Tanner Lemoyne. He took the handoff, came around the left side, bolted to the sideline, saw an open, and just cut up when it was able to outrun pretty much every defender until he got to the end zone, put his head down.
Yeah, because those two defenders were probably about on the 3 or 4 yard line right there, but he had such a wave of speed going with him right there, so much momentum that he was able to just burst into the end zone right there, and then John Michael tacks it on to give us the lead here.
All right, after that touchdown, Panthers take the lead by 1, 7-6. Now the ball is teed up for the Capital Side kickoff, kicking off right to left. A new kickoff formation, almost like what you would see if you come to see a Bulls Mustangs play. A little huddle in the middle of the field. Now they break and spread out 5 to each side with John Michael in the middle. Here's a line drive kick that hits to the 20, bounces up, taken in at the 16. A Buckeye Panther takes it to the outside, being chased from the back. That was number 32, I believe, chasing him and tried to draw the ball loose. Good return there by number 13 to the 46-yard line. Number 32 for the Panthers with the tackle. That Jatarian Gaines, the freshman, did a good job of pursuing.
I really like that swipe at the end right there.
He tried to punch the ball out at the end. I like that. That's good football.
Yep. Very, very good right there for a freshman.
Good return by Buckeye, though. They take over on their own 46-yard line, moving left to right. Another freshman. We're going to be calling out a lot of freshman names tonight. Pistol formation for Buckeye. Handoff to the left side. Cut down by the Panthers right at the line of scrimmage. Pickup of 1 by number 33. Tackled by John Michael Eves with his linebacking core. Number 33 for Buckeye is Luke Clark. That is his third carry of the game. That one goes for 1. Second and about 9.5 now. Panthers struggled with the running game last week against Caldwell. Tonight they're doing a real good job of filling things up and getting penetration in the middle. Second and 9.5. Xander Smith takes it himself up to the left side. Brought down after a short gain, maybe 2 there as they approach midfield. Ball to about the 48, 49-yard line. Pickup of 3 there for Xander Smith. 3.5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Again, the hometown Panthers lead 7-6. Third down and 7 for Buckeye now. Ball at the 48.5-yard line, moving left to right. Got to compliment Mr. Booger Norman and Coach Nick and his coaching staff for the way the field looks. It is absolutely gorgeous. A big Bunkie logo right at midfield with the Panther head. The numbers are painted kind of like LSU Stadium. Got the 40, the 45. Got the 10 and the 5-yard lines marked. Here's a play to the left side. That's Easton Davis. Stacked up right at midfield, gain of a yard. That'll give Buckeye a 4th down. But it's beautiful. I probably need to post a picture on Facebook or something. I love the way that these numbers are. The goal line, 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50 are painted white. But the 5-yard markers, 5, 15, 25, 35, and 45 are painted red. Yeah, really, really nice nice view out here tonight. Let's see what they do here. The ball is right on at midfield. It's going to bring up a 4th and 6 for the Buckeye Panthers. 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. They're trailing by 1. I'm assuming they're going to punt this, but we'll see. Looks like Buckeye may try to go for this. 3 receivers to the near side movement. That should have been a flag. Xander Smith rolls out to the near side, looking to throw it in the flat. Incomplete. Turnover on down. Donnie, did you see what I saw? They had a receiver moving laterally and then went forward before the ball was snapped. It should have been a penalty. Nevertheless, it's a turnover. Turnover on downs right there. It looks like somewhat like a busted play. I think he had a first read that he was going to snap and throw it to, and Panthers covered it up immediately. Coach Nick's watching film like crazy. Probably had an idea what they were going to do. Covered up immediately, and then it was Smith trying to make a play, and Panthers were all over it. Remind me to tell you about our kicking game, some wrinkles we have in there. Handoff to Tanner Lemoyne to the right side, has a good burst. Still on his feet, going to have the first down, but Laundry is out. We do have some flag down. This one could come back. It's thrown at the feet of Dexter Compton. Personal foul. Face mask against Buckeye. So the Panthers will get a few extra yards at the end of that run. It was going to be a first down at the 40, at the opponent's 40. Now they're going to mark this ball off right at the 25-yard line. Panthers in great field position now with a fresh set of downs. 1:48 to go on the game clock here in the first quarter, brought to you by J&J Exterminating. Again, Panthers lead 7-6. 4 receivers now. Compton in a shotgun. Handoff to Tanner Lemoyne. Cuts it up to the 20. Good cutback by him. 5 yards for Lemoyne. I really like that cut he did right there. Foot in the ground, get north and south, and a good pickup right there by Lemoyne with not a lot of room to run. Buckeye defense, they're playing a 3-4 defense, giving us a lot of wiggle room to run the ball here in the middle. Lemoyne again on the carry, jump cut. That one's going to nowhere. He stacked up that time right at the line of scrimmage. Maybe loses a half yard on that. Yeah, that's one you maybe kind of look at the offensive line right there. They got 3 guys in front of them, 5 to block those 3, and they kind of got in the backfield pretty easily there. Again, Buckeye playing 3 down linemen, 2 walk-down backers, and 2 middle backers. 3 receivers to the top. Compton rolls out to his right looking to throw. Throws caught by Dexter Compton Jr., and a flag comes out. This could be holding against Bunkie. It is holding against your hometown Panthers, and that'll take away that first down catch. Back up the Panthers to the 35. You know what it also takes away, Josh, is it gets us out of field goal range where we were, where the ball was snapped. The line of scrimmage was the 20. Did they decline to see John Michael coming on the field? No? This could be a speedo pass. Speedo option pass with him in there. We'll see if you're right. 3rd down and about 18 now for the Panthers. First down markers right at the 16. The ball is spotted. Well, they didn't put it down yet, but it's going to be in between the 30 and the 35. Getting back to what I was saying was, the ball was on the 20. If we don't pick up any yards there, it's a 37-yard field goal right there, and I do think that's in John Michael's range currently with his injury status. So Compton comes out. John Michael Eves goes in at quarterback. Empty backfield, 5 receivers. Takes a snap, throws it to the flat, hits. That's Kyle Johnson on the left side. He's going to outrun everybody. Touchdown, Panthers! Well, that looks real simple. Every time John Michael throws the ball these days, it ends up in the end zone. Wow, from 33 yards out, touchdown pass from John Michael Eves to Kyle Johnson. He caught the ball right at about the 30, just threw it in the flat here to the near side, kind of looked upfield, jogged a little bit, and then turned on the burners on the sideline. He's so dangerous. We have to continue to get the ball in his hands. That's why he's not playing defense tonight. He's strictly offense. Usually plays safety for the Panthers. Here's the extra point. Snap, hold, kick is up, and it is through. It is good. Panthers score on a 33-yard pass from the senior, John Michael Eves, to Kyle Johnson. put your hometown Panthers up 14-6 with 41 seconds to go here in the first. Brought to you by J&J Exterminating. You know, that's the wrinkle. John Michael hasn't really played quarterback except to run a trick play, right, which is a speed option pass. So Buckeye, you know, probably expecting some trickery here.
He just stood up and threw it in the flat.
He just stood there like Tom Brady, looked to the flat, hit his receiver in the chest, and let Kyle Johnson do the rest. Something that they haven't seen on film. And I got to give it up to Coach Nick. Every week he puts in a few wrinkles that people aren't going to see on film to catch him off guard. Oh, getting back to the kicking game, here's the capital sign kickoff. John Michael has a huddle around him of 4 guys. He has the option to onside kick when he wants or pooch kick down the field. He reads the kickoff return team and decide what he wants to do at that moment. Coach Nick gave that senior the freedom to do that. If he sees that they're unbalanced anywhere, he'll try for an onside kick. If he sees that they're balanced, he'll go for a regular kick. And he's going to boot this one to the end zone.
Hey, that ball landed in the air, just for the listeners to know. The ball landed in the air 2 yards into the end zone is the first time it hit the ground. It's an automatic touchback whenever it hits the ground back there. What a bomb.
One of the best legs in 3A football. We have blessed to have him here, and he's injured on his kicking foot. But he just threw a 33-yard touchdown pass. He's pumped up. He probably doesn't feel that injury. He just booted the ball 60 yards downfield.
62 yards in the air right there by John Michael. He tucks it back in the end zone. So the Buckeye Panthers will start on their own 20. Only 41 seconds to go here in the first quarter.
Going left to right tonight, Buckeye, white helmet, white jerseys, blue pants. Your hometown Panthers, red helmets, red jerseys, white pants. Xander Smith in the shotgun, takes it himself to the left side. This is a run all the way, dancing his way around and going nowhere, bumped out of bounds.
He lost one there, Josh. He kept going left to right, right to left, right to left. So eventually he just ran out of real estate. He made some people miss in the backfield, but you also have the sideline as a defender right there as well. So Bunkie kind of pushing him out that way, even though he was making people miss.
Good job by Hook Pie. Defensive end on the far side, stretching that out. Also, Kane Milligan playing cornerback there, getting off a block, stretching that play out. Kane Milligan is a freshman. Same formation, 3 receivers. Xander Smith in the backfield. Drops back to pass. Quick pass to the far side. Complete. Tackled immediately there by Kane Milligan. Pick up a 6.
Pass complete right there to the wide receiver, number 4, Hayden Boone.
Hayden Boone with the catch. That's his first catch of the night. That one goes for about 7. Buckeye looking at a 3rd down and a long 3 with 10 seconds left to go here in the opening quarter, and they may not get this one off. We may take this to the Crazy Katie's second quarter. 4, 3, 2, 1, and that's going to be the end of the first quarter. Your hometown Panthers on top, 14-6 after 1 quarter of play. We'll step out for a second. You're listening to Bunkie Panther Radio on Z95.9.
Louisiana pests can be a formidable opponent, but J&J Exterminating is ready to tackle them on their own turf. J&J Exterminating is Louisiana's largest independently owned pest control company, and we know what works in Louisiana's climate, from ants to termites and everything in between. J&J Exterminating will protect your home or business with 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Get the shield.
J&J Exterminating. Yeah.
Capital Signs and Awnings is a nationwide sign manufacturer and service provider based right here at home in Bunkie. There's no job too large or too small. So give us a call for all of your signage needs. Call 318-346-9898. Here's that number again. 318-346-9898. Capital Signs and Awnings of Bunkie.
14-6 here on homecoming night in Bunkie, Louisiana. Second quarter brought to you by Crazy Katie's. They'll flip fields now, and Buckeye will continue their offensive drive, looking at a 3rd down and a long 3 from their own 27-yard line.
Josh, we talked earlier tonight whenever their player, Xander Smith, made his 10th interception of the night. We talked about what the Bunkie High single-season record is. It's held by two people. Everyone knows Jordan Jackson. He was state MVP. I think that was the 03 season. He had 11. He tied the Bunkie record with 11. Who did he tie? That is the question to the listeners. I'll give you the number to text in just a second. False start on Buckeye. There's moving up front. They did call it on them. So you can text 318-359-0692 if you know who also holds the Bunkie single-season interception record of 11. One half of it is Jordan Jackson, who's on this staff tonight. The other half is who?
And if you have a Bunkie football record book, it'd probably be in there.
No cheating.
That false sort of back up. Buckeye 5 yards. Now looking at a tougher third down. 3rd down and 8 from their own 22, moving right to left. 4 receivers, spread formation for Xander Smith and his offense. Calls for the ball. Rolls out to the far side under pressure. Dancing now, being chased. He's going to take it himself to the near side. Bumped out of bounds, but he will have the first down across the 30 to about the 31. Runs into Zion Lee. And I think that play was supposed to go to the far side. Xander Smith didn't see anything. Said, hey, let me try to get something to the opposite side. Had the defense pursuing one way. Made something out of nothing. Ended up picking up the first down on the 31-yard line, moving right to left now.
I mean, he is their do-all. You stop him and you stop Buckeye. I mean, he does everything for them.
3 receivers, an up back. Smith in the shotgun. Sends number 4 in motion to the far side. Fake to him. Smith keeps it himself, looking for room up the middle. Gets a good little gain up the middle after dancing around. Gain of about 7 to about the 38-yard line.
Yeah, number 20 right there, Martell Jones, comes in and cleans it up. But we've seen enough of Smith where, like, there wasn't a ton of pursuit right there like I was watching Kane Milligan. He kind of had an angle to Smith, but he's so elusive that you don't want to go in there full speed and get beat on the edge or something like that. So he just kind of held it contained. Smith able to pick up.
Number 34 checks in at running back for Buckeye. That is Jim Burlew. Smith calls for the ball. Burlew's going to get the carry up the middle. Sacked up immediately. Puts his head down on a second effort. Number 62 back there. De'Arian Bradford right there. I literally just watched De'Arian Bradford check into the game. He's a senior down lineman. He just checked into the game 10 seconds before that. Comes in and immediately makes his presence felt. 3rd and 1 for Buckeye. That second effort gave Burlew a couple more yards. Right at the 40-yard line, moving right to left. 3rd and 1. Big play here for the Bunkie defense. Again, the Bunkie defense has 5 freshmen starting. 10 minutes to go here in the second quarter, brought to you by Crazy Katie. Again, it's 14-6. Your hometown Panthers on top. Burlew with the carry again, has the first down across the 40. Good hard run up the middle. It's going to get them close to the 45-yard line. That's where they're spotted. First down for Buckeye.
Josh, in district tonight, Gina is facing off against Bolton. Gina, probably the class of the district. Bolton on the opposite end of that. Gina up 8-0 in the first quarter. Marksville is playing Caldwell. We were both very impressed with Caldwell last week.
Especially their running game.
Their running game was as good as we've seen. They're knotted up 0-0 with Marksville in the first quarter. So that's the district recap so far. And over here, it's 14-6 Bunkie over Buckeye.
1st and 10 from the 45. Smith hands the ball off. Burlew again. Jump cut and brought down after a yard. A slew of Panthers. That's John Michael Eves there with Luke Norman, all the linebackers, Zion Lee and Jackson Lemoyne combined on the tackle. About 1.5 yards across the 45 to the 47-yard line. 2nd and a long 8 now for Buckeye. They're huddled up. Game clock at 9:15. Your hometown Panthers up 14-6. 2 receivers, 2 backs in the shotgun with Smith. Play action, rolls out to the far side, gets out of pressure, still looking to throw. Incomplete, in and out of the hands. Intended receiver
Number 48, Jacob Young, right there, was the intended receiver. Thank goodness he missed it. Good ball right there by Smith. He would not have had the first down, but he'd had them a lot closer to it if he had held on to it.
And Smith got an arm. He threw that ball.
Yeah, that ball had a little mustard on it.
He must play baseball also. That was a Brett Favre type gunslinger type throw. Really probably didn't need to be that hard.
I totally agree.
Part of the reason why the intended receiver dropped it, but he was under pressure and wanted to get rid of it. 3rd down and 9 here for Buckeye now after that incompletion. Number 34 comes out the game for Buckeye. That is Jim Burlow. He checks out.
Yeah, that's a situation. He's thrown to a fullback right there. You might just want to lob that one a little more.
Hayden Boone in the backfield now, 4 receivers. Smith tosses the ball, looking to pass. Under pressure now, escapes the pocket. He's brought down behind the line. That's a sack. Luke Norman there, along with number,
I think it was Martell Jones with him, and maybe Bronson Davis kind of cleaning up right there. But Luke Norman got in there. So Smith dropped way back every time, and our ends kind of come back there as well. Smith's done a good job of stepping up in the pocket. But when he stepped up that time, Luke Norman was waiting on him. Very, very good job by Luke Norman.
Great job. 2 of the 3 linebackers tonight for Bunkie are freshmen. That linebacking core anchored by senior John Michael Lees. We got Zion Lee, Luke Norman, and John Michael Lees playing linebacker. Again, Norman and Lee, freshmen. Kane Milligan out here at cornerback, he's a freshman. Safety, Lucas Mose, he's a freshman. Back deep to receive this punt for the Panthers is Kyle Johnson. The dynamic playmaker standing at his own 25 receives the punt. Moving backwards at the 24. Now looking to the near side. Cuts it upfield. He's on the run. The 40, 45. Makes a move. Across the field. The 30, the 25, the 20, the 15. He's going to get into the end zone, but there is a flag on the play as they celebrate in the end zone. That one could come back, Donnie.
Holding on Bunkie Panthers brings it back. Kyle is so, I don't care about that dang hold over there. Kyle is so elusive with the ball. What he just did to that poor kid right there about the 50, I kind of feel sorry for him.
Every time Kyle Johnson touches the ball, something's going to happen. You know, he's going to make something happen. He's been a remarkable player. Started playing varsity football in the 8th grade. His in a playoff game, his first ever reception came in a playoff game.
Yeah, he's just really, really good. That call was actually on Hook Pius right there. I'm looking at Hook, tell Coach Nick, look, I didn't hold. I had him held up, head up right there. So it'd be interesting to go back and look in the morning on that.
So that punt return for a touchdown is called back. And they're going to call that at the spot of the foul. So Bunkie will still have decent field position in Buckeye territory at the 47, moving left to right. 1st and 10, 7:41 on the game clock. Compton remains in at quarterback. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the top. Lemoyne gets the carry up the middle. Good burst across the 40 to about the 38-yard line. 7-yard pickup there for Lemoyne. And he's already surpassed his carries this week that he had last week. Only 6 carries last week. 7 tonight already. 2nd and 4, Lemoyne again dancing around the middle. On the right side, he's tackled right at the first down marker. He might be a yard short. Pickup of about 2 right there.
He's truly, Josh, he's about 6 inches short.
No huddle for the Panthers. They get right up to the line. Same formation. 3 receivers to the near side. Dede Alford up to the top solo. And Buckeye may have come across. There was movement up front. Offside for Buckeye. Good hard count there by Compton in the Panther offense. Automatic first down.
We've seen that a lot by Brady throughout this season so far. Good job by Dylan right there. Don't even have to run a play. And we're going to move up for a first down right here on their 27.
1st and 10. First down play is a pass play. Compton throws it, overthrows it, had Dexter Compton Jr. wide open, and that ball just sailed on him.
Oh, man.
Almost another interception by Xander Smith.
I'm watching the wide receivers right there, Noah Newton and Don Gorell. run stop route. It looked like all the cornerbacks went with them, and we had a guy running just wide open.
Incomplete pass, stops the clock at 6:41. Tanner Lemoyne with the carry again. Good hard run to the right side off a right tackle. Little zone run there. Picks up 6 across the 30 to about the 27-yard line.
I said we had a wide receiver wide open. It was actually his brother, so that makes it even worse right there.
Third down and a long 5 for the Panthers. 4 receiver set. Compton hand off to Tanner Lemoyne again on the left side. Jump cut up the middle. He will have the first down. Very close.
Oh, they marked him short. I thought he definitely had it just like you did.
His odds judges are about a yard apart.
I know. It's going to bring up a 4th and 1. I'm assuming we go for this. If we don't, Josh, where are we? The 25? It's a 42-yarder. We're actually on the 24.
I don't think John Michael's going to come out with his injury at 42 yards.
Not 41 tonight. So we're real bunched up right here to go for it.
4th and 1, bunch formation, Wildcat. John Michael Lee takes it to the right side. No, I'm sorry, Tanner Lemoyne takes the direct snap. He's going to have the first down. That's the Roy Scott and James first down. The Panthers are now in the Red River Bank red zone, right at the 15-yard line with a fresh set of downs.
Let's see if we go back to that play from Compton to Compton right here.
1st and 10 for the Panthers. Ball at the 15. Compton in that shotgun, takes the snap. Hand off to Tanner Lemoyne on the right side. Not going to have much room as he tries to turn the corner. Pickup of a yard to the 14.
I do think we put the ball in the air again here. Short soon. Let's see if we do it right here.
Now you're probably looking at about a 27-yard field goal if you can't convert, if you don't gain another yard. That might be a possibility. 4 receivers now, and the play is blown dead. Somebody's going to take a timeout. That's your hometown Bunkie Panthers. They'll take a timeout. We'll step away for a second. It's 14-6. Panthers on top. 5:09 left to go here in the Crazy Katie second quarter. This is Bunkie Panther Radio on Z95.9.
For all your eye care needs, it's LaPointe Eye Clinic in Bunkie. Dr. Paul LaPointe and his staff invite you in. Glasses, contact lenses, eye exams. It's all in one place. Wherever you live, it's worth the drive. Call 346-7208 and set up your appointment. Dr. LaPointe accepts most insurance plans. Call 346-7208. Stay tuned after the game and find out who's going to be the LaPointe Eye Clinic player of the game. LaPointe Eye Clinic. They are simply the best.
Your hometown Panthers are looking at a 2nd and 9 from the 14 inside the Red River Bank red zone. Tanner Lemoyne and Dylan Compton come off the field. John Michael Eves in at quarterback. 2 receivers to each side. Stack receivers spread out wide. Again, Eves in the backfield at quarterback. Now Dylan Compton runs on the field. He resets at a slot position. 5 receivers with Eves at quarterback. Direct snap up the middle. He runs right up the middle. Picks up about 4 to about the 10-yard line. Good pickup. Gives the Panthers a 3rd down and manageable 6 now.
Let's see what John Michael's role is on this play, though. Stays in at quarterback. It's very interesting. So we're going to stay at 5 wide here.
Same formation. Eves in at quarterback. 5 receivers. Empty backfield. Low snap. Eves takes it to the left side. John Michael. Panthers! John Michael Eves, the senior, takes it in from about 9 yards out to the left side.
Hey, I felt it was a little snuffed out by them for a second there. When he came back against the grain right there is what really got him in. Really good. I didn't mean to talk over the call, but it was such a good cut by him.
Yeah.
Really, really good job right there, man.
Yeah, he sure is making a case for that LaPointe Eye Clinic player of the game. He's a football player. If you ever watch Saints football, they got a guy, I don't know if you ever heard of him, named Taysom Hill. He pretty much does everything but kick. John Michael can pass the ball, run the ball, tackle people, and now he's going to kick the extra point here. Here's a snap, good hold. This one might be wide right. No, it's good. It is good. He puts that one through the uprights, barely. Panthers go up 21-6 over Buckeye. And now John Michael Eves, the senior, has a touchdown pass and a touchdown run here in the first half of this homecoming game.
Touchdown pass, touchdown run, and 3 for 3 on extra points. Which look, our extra points have been a little off this year so far. So he's responsible for 15 of those points, if my math is correct.
Yeah,
Tanner gets 6, and Kyle also would get 6.
The snap and the hold and the kick tonight look way more smoother and in sync than they have looked way earlier in the season.
But we've talked about this often. We just look more smooth and in sync every time we play here, except for maybe one game. But I thought our best game of the year that we played, even a better game we played than our win, was when we played against Winfield here.
Yeah.
We just played very well on this field at home. I'm sure that's the case for a lot of players, for a lot of teams, but we just haven't looked really good on the road. We've looked pretty decent here. Hopefully we can keep this up.
That touchdown brought to you by Central Louisiana Insurance Consultants. Here's the Capital Signs kickoff, kicking it off left to right. 4:37 to go here in the first half. Ball teed up at the 40. Here's a kick. High, deep kick into the end zone again. Touchback. And John Michael's now showing off his leg. He showed off his arm. He showed off his running skills. Now he's showing off his leg. That's his second touchback of the night.
And he just made a little a simulated golf shot move while on the field as well. So he's showing off his golf game as well. Josh, before Buckeye comes on, I've gotten 0 answers on a trivia question.
Nobody knows.
I'll give one hint that the other player who also had 11 interceptions in one season played in the 80s for the Panthers. He played in the late 80s for the Panthers. So I'm going to give that to the listeners and see if you can tell me who else had 11 interceptions on the season besides Jordan Jackson.
Buckeye takes over on their own 20, moving right to left, 4 receivers. Xander Smith, quick throw to the far side, and a flag comes out after the receiver's tackled after a gain of 4, but a flag came out almost pre-snap, maybe illegal formation. Let's see. They may have had too many on the line there. I thought that formation looked a little funky. There was 4 receivers, 2 to each side, but they were really close to that line. We'll see what it is. Flag's being waved off.
They must have been covered up right there or covered up a lineman or something there. So they do wave it off. We're only 4.5 minutes to go here in the half. Bunkie Panthers up 21-6 over Buckeye. I sure would like to see a big red Panther defense stop right here to go in the half, up 21-6.
2nd and 6 for Buckeye. Same formation, 2 receivers to each side. Xander Smith takes it to himself to the right side, makes a guy miss, turns the corner, runs right into the first down marker. They're going to give him the first down on that. He almost tackled the 6 there.
Yeah, he might have tackled the 6, but I know who's holding that 6 up. That's Kesman Armstrong from last year's team. He might have tackled the 6. He wasn't going to tackle the 6 holder, I can promise you that.
They actually mark him short. He must have stepped out of bounds right before tackling the 6. 3rd and 1 for Buckeye. Ball right at the 29-yard line, moving right to left. 4:23 to go here in the second quarter, brought to you by Crazy Katie's. The LaPointe Eye Clinic halftime show coming up here shortly. We do have a little surprise. We're going to be interviewing a player from the Avoyelles Parish Dream League flag football team. 3rd and short for Buckeye here. Movement up front. Here's a handoff right up the middle. The ball carrier will have the first down across the 30.
Well, I did get a correct text.
I did too.
That's it. That is from the principal, Chuck Norman, who's standing on the sideline listening to the broadcast. And he is correct. In 1988, a player by the name of Gerald Moot had 11 interceptions that year on the 88 team. Later on, sometime in the early 2000s, I'll go back and check. I think it was 03 or 04. Jordan Jackson also had 11.
Fresh set of downs for Buckeye. Ball at the 32-yard line, moving right to left. Smith going to hand it off to the right side. That's number 34. Cut down. John Michael Eves. Tackle for a loss on number 34, Jim Burlow. Good job there by John Michael moving downhill. Tackle that ball carrier, Burlow. Probably got about 50 pounds on him.
The 11 interception season by Jordan Jackson was actually, that must have been his sophomore year. That was 2001.
Yeah.
So 11 picks by him as a sophomore. Good play right there by John Michael. He's really dialed in tonight. Reminds me of the Manny game last year, us over there.
2nd and 11 for Buckeye now. Play action to Burlow. Smith under pressure now. Escapes the pocket to the far side. Cut down after a big gainer to about the 37-yard line. Martell Jones in on the stop with Luke Norman at the 37-yard line. 3rd down and 4 now. And the Panthers take their second time out of the first half. We'll take a breather. 3:05 to go here in the second quarter. Panthers on top, 21-6 over Buckeyes. This is Bunkie Panther Radio on Z95.9.
Scott's Ace Hardware in Bunkie is having a clearance sale on items that we'll no longer be stocking. This clearance sale will be taking place at the Palace Farmers Market, located on Main Street in Bunkie. All items are marked down 75%. Power tools, hand tools, masonry tools, plumbing supplies, electric supplies, work boots, and so much more. All marked down 75%. But hurry, because when it's gone, it's gone. The Farmers Market will have fresh-grown sweet potatoes, okra, black-eyed peas, pumpkins, watermelons, fresh fruits and vegetables, homemade jellies, fresh yard eggs. And it'll be open the month of October, Monday through Saturday from 9 to 5. And don't forget about the clearance sale from Scott's Ace Hardware with everything marked down 75% at the Palace Farmers Market in Bunkie.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Buckeye on their own 37-yard line. Play is blown dead. Buckeye calls a timeout. That's back-to-back timeouts. Coming out of a timeout, I guess the Buckeye coach didn't like what he saw on the other side defensively. Calls another timeout. That is their first timeout of the first half.
I can run through a couple score updates that I just came across, Josh, seeing that we're in back-to-back timeouts here. Hoboyle's Mustangs are playing the Holy Savior Menard Eagles tonight. Hoboyle's all over Menard early. It's still in the first quarter. It's 28-0.
Boone's still trying to get those triple digits.
He's trying to get triple digits. That is a team that he could potentially get them against, I can tell you that. Manny is in a good game tonight. Manny against Winfield. Winfield's a very good football team. I don't think we saw their best game here, and I think they saw one of our better games here. Manny only up 14-7 right now on the Winfield Tigers in the second quarter.
A Winfield Tiger team that has 17 teams.
Yeah, and I think all of them started last year as juniors. So not only experience, age-wise, but also on the field. And finally, Gina is up 24-0 on the Bolton Bears in the first quarter as well.
3rd down and 4 out of that timeout. See what Buckeye runs. It's going to be a pass play. Smith rolls out to the near side. Look at the pass under pressure. Pius strips the ball, takes it down, returns it to the 15. Strip fumble, recovers the fumble, and tackled at the 15. What a great play by Huck Pius. One of the unsung heroes of the Panther defense. Does his job well, does not get the highlights of the main calls. Finally comes up with a big play and a turnover there for your hometown Bunkie Panthers.
Gritty player who's been through a lot off the field, obviously,
yes.
And playing with a pretty heavy heart, I'm sure, all season. Just so happy to see him do that.
And the Panthers come out with the same formation they scored on last time. John Michael Eves takes the direct snap to the left side. Big hole to the left side. Tackled across the 15. Good tackle there by number 24 for Buckeye. One-on-one with Eves. He picks up 4 there to the left side. Had a big hole initially, tried to make a move, and couldn't make the second guy miss. Same formation. Eves in at quarterback. 5 receivers, 5 wide, empty backfield. Direct snap, running to the right side. Big hole again. He's going to score again. Touchdown, Panthers.
Woo, he's on a heater tonight. My goodness, John Michael Eves has put it on an absolute clinic here for the homecoming game.
Takes that one in from 13 yards out. That is his 3rd touchdown of the night. 1 pass and 2 rushing. Good job by the senior, John Michael Eves. Nobody better. Now they're going to tee it up for the extra point. Bunkie goes up 27-6 with 2 minutes and 25 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Brought to you by Crazy Katie. Here is the extra point.
Low snap, gets it on the tee. Ball is up. Looks to be good. It is right down the middle. Eves adds on the extra point. It is 28-6 now. And I believe that's the most points the Panthers have scored all season. Yeah, and that's done in a half. Hey, really good job right there by the holder, Jarrell Johnson. That snap was a little low. Was able to corral it, put it down, and you know John Michael's going to pump it through tonight. You and I talk about that a lot, how that's really overlooked. Special teams in general. Or I'm not hooked up to it. That someone just wanted the signature Josh Sauseda Panther prowl, so he just went and did it over the PA. Ike Riche right there wanted Josh to play the Panther prowl, but he's not hooked up tonight. Yeah, we're talking about special teams, how that's really overlooked in a football game, but especially the snap and the hold on any field goal or extra point. I mean, that has to be on point. If anything's off, late, high, low, it can knock everything out. Yeah, we've seen it with LSU this year on extra points. Just a little timing issue can cause a disaster, basically. So here's the Capital Signs kickoff. That touchdown brought to you by Central Louisiana Insurance Consultant. Here's the kickoff. John Michael Eaves is going to kick it off to the far side, a little squib kick, and that's covered. My apologies. We were in the Red River Bank red zone when John Michael Eaves ran it in from 13 yards in. So I like saying the Red River Bank red zone because that means the Panthers are... That means we're knocking on the door right now. That's right. We're knocking on the door. Buckeye recovers that kickoff on their own 41-yard line, moving right to left. Again, 2:23 to go in the second quarter. Brought to you by Crazy Katie's. Panthers on top, 28-6. Comfortable lead now. And I'm pretty sure they'd like to go into halftime with the score the way it is. Here's Smith looking to pass, under pressure, now throws. Oh, that's it! Intercepted. That's Kane Milligan. He's going to take it to the house. Pick six, touchdown, Panthers. Is that reading the eyes right there, or is that reading the eyes? Hey, I watched that side right there. Jasper St. Romain baited him to throw that ball. He hung out in the flat, and let that guy get behind him. He baited him to throw it that way. Kane Milligan, pick six for the freshman. How about that freshman defense stepping up? I'm going to call it a freshman defense because most of them on defense, playing defense tonight, are freshmen. How much, hope does that give you to build on? How many tools, experience? Is there a flag on that play? They might bring this one back. Holding, blocking the back against the Panthers. That touchdown is going to be taken off the board. Wow, that was such a quick pick six. I didn't think there was time for a play. Wait, so that interception. When I tell you everyone could have fell on the ground. He just had a clear shot to the end zone. Here's the snap from the 26. Tanner Lemoyne gets the carry to the 25. Sorry, folks, I got carried away talking about the freshman on the defense. There was a flag thrown, erased a touchdown return. The interception stood. Panthers on offense now on the 26-yard line. First down play. Man, that's a killer penalty because Kane had it all to himself right there. Didn't need no help at all. Under 2 minutes to go now. Hand off to Tanner Lemoyne. Bounces it to the outside, to the left side, looking to turn the corner. Cuts it upfield now. Has a first down and out of bounds inside the 15 in the Red River Bank red zone. First down brought to you by Roy Scott and James. Panthers knocking on the door again. 1:39 is where the game clock stops. Again, the Panthers on top, 28-6. Panthers hurry up to the line. 3 receivers to the far side. Ball on the far hash. Option play to the near side. Dylan Compton pitches it out to Tanner Lemoyne. Buckeye all over him as he's only able to get to about the 10-yard line. Pickup of about 4. Have you ever seen a toss over a defender right there? So typically you make a defender come, you just kind of flip it out chest high, waist high. Dylan flipped it over the defender, kind of floated over to Tanner. Was able to make something out of that. Second down and about 7 in the Red River Bank red zone. Compton looking to throw now. It's going to be a screen to the far side. Tanner Lemoyne catches it at the 15. Has some room. Can he get into the end zone? Touchdown, Panthers. Looking for flags, no flags. He's down.
I think he's just tired.
I do too. He kind of, or it's a hamstring, he kind of checked up before the end zone right there, but was able to get in. Great play right there. The throwback screen to Tanner Lemoyne right there. He gets in. Now that makes it 34-6. Panthers up over Buckeye.
Coach Richard Clark and Coach Nick might be trying to put up triple digits against Buckeye. Here's the extra point. Attempt. High snap. Ball's down. Kick is up. What a beauty. Right down the center. That is good. 35-6 now with a minute to go in this first half. That play there, I haven't seen that play all season. I haven't talked to Coach Nick about it. Usually I have an idea of what new wrinkles they're putting in so I could try to call it correctly on the air. That was just a backside screen to Tanner Lemoyne. Worked out really, really well.
Yeah, that was really nice right there. A lot of plays tonight that kind of remind me a little bit of some older Coach Nick offensive schemes where he knew that, hey, maybe we're not the most talented or the most athletic, but I'm going to kind of squeeze everything I can out of the talent that I do have. And I found tonight, I feel like he's got a little bit more of his thumbprint on tonight's game.
Yeah, I would agree. Coach Nick's offensive philosophy was more about designing plays to fool a defense rather than designing plays to overpower a running game or for his personnel.
We could.
Right. He does a real good job with his personnel of putting them in a position to catch the defense off guard. Has the defense moving one way, but the ball's going the other way. Good job there by OC Richard Clark and Coach Nick Pujol. Here's the Capital Sign kickoff, left to right. That last touchdown brought to you by Central Louisiana Insurance Consultants. Ball teed up at the 40. Let's see if John Michael wants to put this one in the end zone again. And he boots it, a line drive that hits at the 10, checks up inside the 5 where it's picked up by a Buckeye Panther, and decent coverage there, and a flag comes out as a return gets to about the 12-yard line, but a flag does come out after the tackle. We'll see. We got under a minute to go here in the second quarter, brought to you by Crazy Katie's. Again, the Bunkie Panthers, your hometown Panthers on top, 35-6. Flags waved off. Flags waved off. That is the second wave tonight. And what an arm there by that far side judge. He's probably
seen him do it a couple times.
To the ball boy, Madden Sauseda. He threw it about 55 yards. Lefty, a southpaw over there.
We only have one timeout left, correct, Josh?
Yes, okay. One timeout left.
I'm assuming Buckeye will keep this on the ground and try to go to half, down 35-6.
They take over on their own 12. Handoff right up the middle. Panthers swarm them. John Michael Lee's the first one to get there. And also Zion Lee. And I saw Huck Pius there in on the action as well. And getting up from the bottom of the pile, number 62 for the Panthers, De'Arian Bradford, the senior defensive lineman. Clock ticking. We're at 30 seconds to go here. This could be the last play before half. 2nd and 10 for Buckeye. Xander Smith, handoff to the right side. Off of right tackle. Tackled by number 25, Zion Lee. Gain of 4. And that is probably going to take us to halftime, and it will, as both teams walk to their respective sidelines. So one half of play, the Panthers 35, Buckeye 6. Stay tuned for the LaPointe Eye Clinic halftime show. Donnie and I will step out for a second. It's homecoming night here in Bunkie, Louisiana. Panthers putting on a show. You're listening to Bunkie Panther Radio on Z95.9.
You're listening to the mighty Bunkie Panther Radio Network across the universe and on your radio at KZLG, Mansura, Louisiana, Z95.9.
Hello, Panthers. This is Coach Caitlin Hillman coming to you live from the Bunkie High School Panther Den with this week's Panther News. As much of you know, it is homecoming week here at Bunkie, and we are at the homecoming game right now. We have had an exciting week, and we have a ton to share with you. But first, we're going to give you a couple of reminders for next week. Remember, on Tuesday of next week from 4 to 6 is report card night here at school. Make sure you come by school, pick up your student's report card, and talk to any teachers you need to. Also, next week will be our Life Share blood drive. Information will be posted on our Facebook page and announced to the kids at school. If you're interested in donating, get in touch with the school. And then on Thursday of next week will be our club day, where each club will meet on each day in different blocks and have their meetings. So that's what's going on next week. So we're going to recap this week for you. On Tuesday, we had Tacky Tuesday. We had a ton of students dress up. We also had the senior football players and senior court girls eat at the dugout. So thank you, dugout, for hosting us. On Wednesday, we had Cowboys versus Aliens. And again, a ton of participation, along with our PBIS Fun Day for the first 9 weeks, where the National Guard came, cooked hot dogs, and had fun jumps for the kids. So it was a great day for them, for those who received no major items for the first 9 weeks. So awesome job to them. That night, we had our second annual volleyball tournament, where the freshmen won. Shout out freshmen. On Thursday, which was yesterday, we had our color day. Each class was supposed to dress in a certain color, which was super fun to see all the different colors around campus. And we ended the day with our annual parade. I'd like to say it was a huge hit. We had close to 22 floats in the parade. Main Street was packed. Make sure you check our Facebook page to look at all the pictures. They were posted today. So thanks for everyone who participated in the parade. It was a great time. We also had our small pep rally yesterday at the football field just to get those Panthers ready. And then, of course, today was Fire Up That Panther Spirit, and we had this whole school painted red and white. There was red and white everywhere, and we ended our day with our annual huge pep rally, and it was phenomenal. The teachers even put on a little dance performance for us. Bunkie Elementary 6th graders were able to come and check out on the fun. Our drum line was amazing. And one of the best parts of our pep rally today was 3 teachers got pied in the face. So all week we had 10 teachers, their pictures on jars. We were collecting money for Casa Alleluia. For those of you who don't know what that is, it is a children's home in Guatemala. I've done a lot of missionary work there. And we're going to be donating all that money collected to them. Close to $180 that we collected through this fundraiser. So the kids donated money into the jars all week, and the 2 teachers, one in middle school and one in high school, that had the most votes got pied in the face. But we wanted to add a little twist to it today, so we added a 3rd teacher and let the student body decide who they wanted it to be. So the middle school teacher was Coach Nick. Whoop, whoop. He got pied in the face by Coach Chuck. He thought he was going to play around and run around a little bit, but we know what happened. He had to take his lick. The high school teacher that got pied was, of course, Coach Reagan, and he took it like a champ from Miss Sarah. And then the student body chose Coach Wes and for Coach Rob to pie him. So it was a great show at the pep rally. The kids enjoyed it. We thank those teachers for being involved and being a real Panther and doing whatever it takes. We have a couple of competitions that I'm going to go ahead and let y'all know who is our winners for homecoming week. So for the red and white door decorations, 3rd place were the seniors, 2nd the juniors, and 1st the sophomores. For our volleyball competition, 4th the juniors, 3rd seniors, 2nd sophomores, and 1st place the freshmen. Our floats, which we had some phenomenal floats. 4th place the freshmen, 3rd place the sophomores, 2nd the 8th grade, and 1st place the juniors. I really thought I was at a Mardi Gras parade when the juniors rolled up. It was amazing. Shout out to the junior class. Our lunch games competitions, 3rd place was the seniors, 2nd the juniors, and 1st place the sophomores. And Spirit Days, that's dressing up each day, 4th place seniors, 3rd place freshmen, 2nd place juniors, 1st place sophomores. And then our Spirit Sheets, which were judged at the pep rally, you can see them here at the game tonight. They're along the fence. 4th place was the seniors, 3rd place freshmen, 2nd place sophomores, and 1st place juniors. We also have the chant competition, but we don't have results for those just yet. And, of course, our winner will be announced at the homecoming dance, which is tomorrow. So make sure y'all are checking on our Facebook, seeing all the pictures from this week. We've had a fabulous homecoming week. We are about to crown your 2022 homecoming princess and queen. So make sure you check our Facebook page later to see who is crowned for this year's homecoming princess and queen. And, of course, Miss Congeniality, which the homecoming court votes for. We, again, have had a phenomenal homecoming week. We thank everyone who has been involved in with the planning. It couldn't have run smoother and better, and we are so, so thankful for you. That's all I have for you this week. And remember, as always, go Panthers.
Louisiana Radio Network News. I'm Kevin Gallagher. It's not happy news for many New Orleans Mardi Gras fans and crew members. Shortened parade routes will make a return for 2023. After a 2-year hiatus due to the pandemic, parades last year were abbreviated on pretty short notice. Mardi Gras historian Arthur Hardy says many businesses lost money because they were no longer on or even near the parade route.
The announcement came so late in the game, so no one was happy about it. But having advance notice makes all the difference in the world.
The city says the shortage of police is why the routes are shorter again next year. Hardy says he's hopeful things will be back to tradition by 2024. The chancellor of LSU Shreveport says he's stepping down. Larry Clark made the announcement Friday morning. He's been a staff and faculty member there since the 1980s and has served as chancellor since 2014. Clark's last day in service will be June 30th of next year. I'm Kevin Gallagher. This is news from LRN.
For nearly half a century, Tiger Rag magazine has covered all things LSU sports. The 2003 National Championship with Coach Nick Saban. Tiger Rag magazine was there. The 2007 National Championship with Coach Les Miles. Tiger Rag magazine was there. And the undefeated season of the 2019 National Championship with Coach Ed Orgeron. Tiger Rag was there with coverage from the practice field to the hoisting of the trophy. But in all these years of LSU sports moments, there has never been a more exciting time to be a Tiger fan than now. A new era has arrived at Tiger Stadium. Coach Brian Kelly has arrived in Baton Rouge with aspirations of grasping the one thing that has eluded his illustrious career, a national championship.
It takes hard work. It takes a commitment.
Tiger Rag magazine will be there every step of the way as Coach Kelly attempts to solidify his status in Louisiana immortality. Follow each moment with Tiger Rag magazine on newsstands now, online at tigerrag.com.
2 Baton Rouge teens accused of plotting the murder of one's mother this week will be held without bond. The 16-year-old girl allegedly convinced a 16-year-old boy to pull the trigger. 33-year-old Markeisha Stone was shot to death on Wednesday. A judge denied them bail Friday morning. Animal shelters across Louisiana continue to be overwhelmed with abandoned and even owner-surrendered pets. More on that from Brooke Thorington.
Humane Society of Louisiana Director Jeff Dorson says it's the worst he's ever seen in their 34-year history.
When you have a small humane society like ours, and we have so many animals coming in, they're injured, they're neglected, they're dehydrated, they're need medical care, and then we can't adopt them out. It gets very complicated.
He's imploring people to adopt, or if they can't adopt, to donate for expenses. Even consider fostering, and if you have a pet,
spay and neuter. Let's cut down on all the unwanted litters, please.
I'm Brooke Thorington.
And I'm Kevin Gallagher, LouisianaRadioNetwork.com.
ABC News Now, I'm Andy Field. Will President Trump show up? That's what the January 6th committee wants to know. After issuing him a subpoena, committee member Peter Aguilar says they could hold Mr. Trump in contempt if he ignores the subpoena.
There are individuals who didn't come before our committee and are facing similar consequences. Steve Bannon is being sentenced in a few weeks.
The former president hasn't yet responded to the subpoena other than to issue a statement repeating his false stolen election claims. The Justice Department now asking an appeals court to throw out that special master order looking at documents they confiscated from his Florida home. Vladimir Putin says he's not trying to destroy Ukraine and will end the civilian bombing of non-military targets. The 15-year-old suspect in Thursday's deadly mass shootings in Raleigh, North Carolina, in custody and with critical injuries. ABC News has learned that one of his 5 victims was his relative. An off-duty police officer was among those killed. This is ABC News.
Ray Magliozzi here for eBay Motors. You're driving along and some nimrod cuts you off. You hit the horn. Jeez, it sounds like a goose in distress. Time to head over to eBay Motors. They have horns for every make and model, not to mention horn pads, steering wheels, wiring, and more. 122 million parts. You can even go for an upgrade. Looks like Mr. Cutoff Man needs a new seat cover. Try eBay Motors, pal. Get the right parts at the right prices. eBay Motors. Let's ride.
Louisiana Radio Network Sports, I'm Kevin Gallagher. Saints coach Dennis Allen says Andy Dalton will start again this Sunday when New Orleans welcomes the Cincinnati Bengals to the Dome. It will be the third straight game that Dalton has started as Jameis Winston continues to recover from back and ankle injuries. Dalton led the Saints to a win over Seattle last Sunday.
I feel really good about what we've been able to do and kind of where we're at. I feel like we found some rhythm in the offense, and I feel like we're at a good place. So there's obviously things that we can keep doing better, but I feel good about where I'm at and what we've been able to do.
The Bengals are reigning AFC champs, but are off to a 2-3 start this season. Cincinnati can be explosive on offense with quarterback Joe Burrow and receivers Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. Saints defensive end Cam Jordan says if they play up to their standard, they'll be just fine.
They've got a great receiving core, and yet that has nothing to do with what we have to do. We have to focus on our game plan and try to make them one-dimensional.
Kickoff is at 12 noon. This is Sports on LRN.
For nearly half a century, Tiger Rag magazine has covered all things LSU sports. The 2003 National Championship with Coach Nick Saban. Tiger Rag magazine was there. The 2007 National Championship with Coach Les Miles. Tiger Rag magazine was there. And the undefeated season of the 2019 National Championship with Coach Ed Orgeron. Tiger Rag was there with coverage from the practice field to the hoisting of the trophy. But in all these years of LSU sports moments, there has never been a more exciting time to be a Tiger fan than now. A new era has arrived at Tiger Stadium. Coach Brian Kelly has arrived in Baton Rouge with aspirations of grasping the one thing that has eluded his illustrious career, a national championship.
It takes hard work. It takes a commitment.
Tiger Rag magazine will be there every step of the way as Coach Kelly attempts to solidify his status in Louisiana immortality. Follow each moment with Tiger Rag magazine on newsstands now, online at tigerrag.com.
LSU renews its rivalry with Florida Saturday night in Gainesville. Both teams have first-year coaches. Billy Napier has a 4-2 record in his first season in Gainesville after leading the Ragin' Cajuns for 4 seasons. LSU cornerback Nikai Gardner played for Napier in Lafayette.
He was the one that gave me a shot, gave me an opportunity. But now it's time to put it all together and show him what he created, a monster.
Florida can run the football as they rank 19th in the nation in 213 rushing yards per game, and their leading rusher is New Orleans native Montrell Johnson, who's averaging 8 yards a carry. Kickoff is at 6 p.m. Also, Louisiana Tech tries to go 2-0 in Conference USA as they visit North Texas. ULM looks to upset South Alabama and Mobile. Tulane can improve to 6-1 on the season if they can get a win at South Florida. And Northwestern State looks to go 3-0 in the Southland as they're at Houston Christian, while Nichols hosts UIW, and McNeese takes on Texas A&M Commerce in Lake Charles. Grambling plays its first home game of the season as the Tigers host Florida A&M. Louisiana Radio Network Sports.
For all your eye care needs, it's LaPointe Eye Clinic in Bunkie. Dr. Paul LaPointe and his staff invite you in. Glasses, contact lenses, eye exams. It's all in one place. Wherever you live, it's worth the drive. Call 346-7208 and set up your appointment. Dr. LaPointe accepts most insurance plans. Call 346-7208. Stay tuned after the game and find out who's going to be the LaPointe Eye Clinic Player of the Game. LaPointe Eye Clinic. They are simply the best.
Tuning in to the LaPointe Eye Clinic halftime show. This is a special edition because it's homecoming night, extended homecoming here on the field. They're announcing all the maids and the homecoming court on the field right now. Again, the Panthers lead 35-6 at halftime over the Buckeye Panthers. Right now, I have a special guest in the booth with me today. His name is Austin Fitzgerald. And Austin, how are you tonight?
I'm doing good.
Good to see Bunkie winning tonight, huh?
Yes, sir.
Also, I'm just going to ask you a few questions. How old are you, man?
13.
13 years old, and you go to school here at Bunkie, right?
Yes, sir.
What grade you in?
7.
Who's your favorite teacher?
Miss LeBlanc.
Oh, you're supposed to say all of them, man. They might be listening.
Oh.
You know, Miss LeBlanc taught me at Bunkie Middle whenever I was at Bunkie Middle School when the middle school was still open.
Really?
Yeah, sure did. So, you were attending St. Mary's School earlier this year. Came to Bunkie. Do you play any sports? I mean, you're here at a football game tonight, and I brought you in for a certain reason. But because you play football for the Avoyelles Parish Dream League flag football organization here in Avoyelles Parish, which is a great organization. Before we continue, Austin, I want to give a shout-out to Jamel Juneau, Chris Robinson,
and his staff. I mean, I can't name all of them. He has it takes a village to run this flag football organization. There's about 5 to 8 teams in each age division. There's 4 age divisions, and it's just a wonderful time. I had the privilege of coaching one of the teams, the 12U teams. These kids get to wear real NFL logoed uniforms and go out there and compete. You got the Seahawks, the Saints, the Cowboys, and the Steelers, and it's just football players everywhere on a Saturday morning. So kudos to the Dream League and everybody who puts that together. So, Austin, here at Bunkie, what sports do you play?
I play basketball.
And that's it?
For now.
Just for now? Do you play any other sports outside of school?
I play baseball and football.
So you play the big 3, baseball, football, and basketball?
Yes, sir.
Who do you play baseball for?
The LA Kings.
LA Kings, is that a travel ball team?
Yes, sir.
And that's 13U?
Yes, sir.
Cool. And football, I know you play some flag football for the Dream League, right?
I play for 8.
You play for 8 as well? Awesome. So, a little bit about you. In baseball, what position do you play?
All over.
All over? Anywhere you need it on the field? What's your favorite position to play?
Pitcher and shortstop.
Pitcher and shortstop. How about basketball, man? I was watching a video earlier this year where you hit a 3 from the baseline in a game, and there's also a video of you playing a couple years ago at St. Mary's where you made like almost a full court shot.
Yes, sir.
So, is that something you practice, those full court shots? Huh?
No, sir.
So, basketball, what position do you play?
Point guard and power forward.
All right. And in football, I know you play quarterback for the Dream League Cowboys. For Team 8, did you play the same position?
Yes, sir. And wide receiver.
Cool. Let's talk about the Dream League a little bit. You played for the 12U Cowboys. How'd y'all season go?
It went pretty good.
Yeah, not as good as expected. Y'all didn't win the Super Bowl. I should know. I coached that team. But that's everybody's ultimate goal, to get to the Super Bowl and win it. But also, I think you're a great athlete, man. You want to give any shout-outs to anybody that might be listening?
I don't know. I don't know who's listening.
Your mom, your dad?
Shout out to my mom, Alina Fitzgerald and Chris Fitzgerald.
Anybody else?
Anybody
else in the Grove? Any of your coaches, maybe?
To my coaches, Coach Jamel and Coach Willis, and Coach Okie, and Coach Johnny, and Coach Josh. And
all the coaches. It's a family. Whenever you play sports, and sports is a big part of my life. Whenever you play sports, your teammates and your coaches pretty much become your family. Do you plan on playing football here at Bunkie?
Yes, sir.
Good. Any position you want to play in particular, or anywhere?
Wide receiver.
Wide receiver. You want to catch the ball, huh?
Yes, sir.
Good deal. Well, Austin, good luck, man. 7th grader, 13 years old, here at Bunkie, attending Bunkie High School. Multi-sport athlete, got a bright future ahead of him. I got to coach him in the Flag Football League. Great player. I'm proud of you. I know your parents are proud of you. You're a good teammate, a good leader, and I look forward to seeing you play here on this field on Friday nights in the future. Thank you, Austin.
Thank you.
All right, that's Austin Fitzgerald, multi-sport athlete, attended Bunkie. One of the guys I got to coach in flag football. He plays travel baseball, and he plays basketball here at Bunkie, enjoying the Friday night festivities here on homecoming night here at Gene Britton Field Panther Stadium. We'll step away real quick as the teams are warming up. I'll be back with some halftime stats. You're listening to Bunkie Panther Radio on Z95.9.
This is Corey Roy from Roy, Scott & James. I've been a practicing lawyer in Louisiana, specifically in Avoyelles Parish, for almost 20 years now. After moving to Marksville, I knew this is where I wanted to return and practice law. So after graduating law school, I began my practice in Marksville and have been here ever since. If you have been injured and need legal help, please give us a call at 318-240-7800. And remember, we're proud to call Avoyelles home.
Farm Bureau proudly supports our Bunkie Panthers. Hey, this is Josh Sauseda, your local Farm Bureau agent. If you're looking for great rates, fast claims, and real service, give me a call at 0577. Join our family so we can take care of yours.
Great rates, fast claims, real service, auto, home, and life. Josh Sauseda, Farm Bureau.
Over the years, we've been asked a lot of questions. Like, why is our bank any different than those big city financials? After all, most banks offer the same products and services. The difference is our people and our service. We give you the one-on-one, first-name, friendly service that you deserve. Simsport State Bank, a better way to bank. Member FDIC. Online at simsportstatebank.net.
If you've had a long day, then take a short drive over to Katie's on the Bayou in Cottonport. We serve ice-cold beer, and you can even visit with a few of your friends here. Tuesday night is Customer Appreciation Night. We serve a delicious home-cooked Avoyle-style meal for free. Thursday night is Shrimp and Steak Night. Our savory shrimp and steak is cooked just the way you like it. So be sure and stop by to relax and have a pop at Katie's on the Bayou, Front Street in Cottonport.
Louisiana pests can be a formidable opponent, but J&J Exterminating is ready to tackle them on their own turf. J&J Exterminating is Louisiana's largest independently owned pest control company, and we know what works in Louisiana's climate, from ants to termites and everything in between. J&J Exterminating will protect your home or business with 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Get the shield.
J&J Exterminating. Yeah.
Halftime show, the homecoming court. All the ladies look beautiful in their outfits there. And who was homecoming queen? Amara Perry. Congratulations, Amara Perry. Teams come out now and warmed up. They take their sidelines. Got a few unofficial halftime stats now for Bunkie. Tanner Lemoyne has 13 carries, 82 yards, and a touchdown. He also has a catch for a touchdown of 10 yards from John Michael Lee, from Dylan Compton. Kyle Johnson has one rush for 4 yards, and he has a catch of 33 yards touchdown and a touchdown reception. John Michael Eves, he has a 33-yard touchdown pass, 3 carries for 26 yards and 2 touchdowns. So John Michael Eves has accounted for 3 touchdowns, 2 rushing, 1 passing. Dylan Compton has 1 passing touchdown. Kyle Johnson has 1 receiving touchdown. Tanner Lemoyne has 1 receiving touchdown. For Buckeye, on the ground, it's pretty much just been Smith. Xander Smith, he had 8 carries for 17 yards, and really spread out from there. The only score for Buckeye came from number 44. That was Easton Davis early in the first quarter on their first drive. He scored from 1 yard out. He has 5 yards total, but he does have a catch for 30 yards. And that's really all the offense that Buckeye's been able to put up. That Panther defense, young Panther defense, has put on a good show tonight. Now we're about to begin the third quarter, brought to you by Scott's Ace Hardware. Capital signs kickoff. Ball teed up, onside kick to the far side. The Panthers touch it. Oh. It looked like they touched it right at 10 yards. It might have been a half of a yard too soon. Touched it. I know the player tried to grab it. It bounced off of him. That's going to be legal touching on the kickoff. Definitely caught Buckeye off guard. Just not executed well by the Panther kickoff team. And I think the Panther kickoff team touched it a little bit too early. No, they're going to call it offside. So Panthers, the Buckeye, offsides on the kicking team. Now Buckeye takes over right at midfield, moving right to left. Pistol formation for Buckeye. 2 receivers to the near side. Handoff right up the gut. Panthers stack that up right at the 48-yard line. Wrapped up there, I see Luke Norman and Zion Lee. Huck Pius there on the tackle again. 2-yard pickup by number 34, Burlew. Luke Norman playing a really good game tonight for a freshman. I saw his dad at halftime. He said, man, Luke's playing really good tonight. And typically when someone tells them, oh, yeah, but he could do better, and Peter, I will give him credit, he said, he really is. He's playing a solid football game tonight. Yep, most dads are always hard on me. Self-deprecating, yeah. I've been there. 2nd and 8 for Buckeye. Quick throw here to the near side. That's Boone with the catch, fighting off a tackler, knocked out of bounds, across the 45 to about the 33 in Panther territory. Good pickup. Well, that was a long throw across
That's why I accidentally said something over your call right there. Ooh. He threw it all the way across, and as soon as he received the snap, he threw it out there. It was almost like he wasn't even looking that way. What I really liked right there was the tackle by Jarrell Johnson. His one-on-one matchup right there, used the sideline to his advantage, kind of pushed him out, made the tackle, and is going to bring up a long third down for Buckeye.
3rd and 4 for Buckeye in Panther territory at the 34. Smith takes it himself, dances around, gets close to a first down across the 40. He will have it. Tried to spin off a tackle, and he's real shifty there. He takes his time. He's a very patient runner, and you can tell that was just a quarterback keep all the way on the right side. He gets the first down.
Yeah, if Xander Smith isn't doing it for him, there's not a lot of other options on that team, but I'm very, very impressed with him.
Yeah, I'm very impressed by the patience that he has. Just kind of dances around, real shifty kid, getting it done for Buckeye. 1st and 10 now from the Panther 39-yard line. Moving up front, switching around. Some tackles. Shotgun formation for Smith. Looking to throw. Now turns out to the far side. Hits number 44 in the flat. Bumped out of bounds. I think that was a design play. A fake throw to the near side. Then rolls out to the far side and connects with number 44. That's Easton Davis with the catch. He has a catch of 30 yards, and that one he just tacked on 7 more. 37 yards receiving for Easton Davis, number 44, who really looks like a fullback.
Yeah.
I think he was lined up at tight end on that particular formation.
And pushed out of bounds right there by John Michael Eve.
2nd and 4 for Buckeye. Inside the 35. Pressured now. Martell Jones misses Smith. And now bumped out of bounds on the Buckeye sideline. There's Zion Lee. Zion Lee. They're making the play. But, man, Martell Jones almost had Smith wrapped up in the backfield. Just kind of flew across him, and with a little dip and dive, Smith escapes. But gets 1 yard out of that play. 3rd down and about 3 yards. Now they're moving it. Yeah, about 3rd and 3 from the 33-yard line.
Yeah, one thing, Martell Jones really lost contain right there. It's because Smith dropped so far back. As an end, you kind of start to close in, and then he goes around them. I've seen Smith do that a couple times tonight. He's hard to keep contain on.
Need a Cam Jordan swim move to the inside.
That's nice.
Stop and play. Whistles are blown. Buckeye's going to take a timeout. We'll keep it here. They take their first timeout of the second half. They'll have 2 remaining. It's 35-6 with 9:54 to go here in the Scott Ace Hardware 3rd quarter. We want to thank all of our sponsors in this timeout. We want to thank J&J Exterminating, Crazy Katie, Scott Ace Hardware, Sim Sports State Bank, Capital Signs. They sponsor kickoffs. Roy Scott and James, Sean Supercenter, Central Louisiana Insurance Consultant, Josh Sauseda, Farm Bureau, LaPointe Eye Clinic, longtime sponsors and supporters of the Panthers. They sponsor halftime and player of the game, and the Red River Bank for sponsoring the Red Zone, which we've been in 3 times tonight. Nice to call out their names for sponsoring that, and nice to call it often as the Panthers have been able to put up a few scores here and have a very comfortable lead at the moment, 35-6, with under 10 to go here in the 3rd quarter.
Josh, to update one of those scores from earlier, a real good game going on. Manny has 21, Winfield has 14. That, with PowerPoint, the way PowerPoints go, a Winfield upset right there can help us.
Very close. Here's a fake receiver, Smith, right up the middle. Good yardage. Across the 25, inside the 20. No, they mark it right at the 20. That's an 11-yard pickup by Smith. Out of a different look. He's carried the ball a few times tonight, but that one right there was a sweet fake to number 5. That's Jesse Stanley in motion. Faked it to him, and then Smith took it right up the middle. 3 receivers. Stanley in the slot. Give right up the middle. Burlow puts his head down, gets across the 15 to about the 13-yard line. Good pickup of 8.
They've got something cooking on offense right here a little bit. I will tell you, I was in the end zone as Coach McLaughlin was talking to his team at halftime, it was hot.
Hurry up offense now for Buckeye. They don't huddle. Burlow again up the middle, pushes the pile across the 10, maybe a yard short of the first down. First down markers right at the 10-yard line. They mark this one at the 11. 3rd and 1 now. Number 62 checks in for Bunkie. That is Thierry and Bradford on the interior. Number 53 comes out for the Panthers. That is John Keith Lavallee. So the senior relieves the freshman on this critical 3rd down play. 3rd and 1. Here's number 5, Stanley in motion again. Fake to him. Smith on the right side. Jump cut forward. Has the first down inside the 10, barely to the 9.
He does pick it up right there. Jackson Lemoyne maybe had a shot at him in the backfield. Smith gets around him, and it's going to be 1st and goal. Can you see where that marker is, Josh?
It's
just inside the 10.
It's touching the 10-yard line.
Okay.
So we'll call it 9 3/4 line.
So they cannot get a first down.
Bissell. Here's Burlow with the carry to the right side. Puts his head down. Gets to the 5. We'll call that a 5-yard pickup. 2nd down and 5. And Buckeye's going fast-paced now, giving the Panthers a little taste of their own medicine. And Panthers call a timeout.
Yeah, it's a good timeout right there.
They're going to make some adjustments. 2nd and goal from the 5. Panthers call a timeout. We'll step out. 35-6. Your hometown Panthers on top. This is Bunkie Panther Radio on Z95.9.
Capital Signs and Awnings is a nationwide sign manufacturer and service provider based right here at home in Bunkie. There's no job too large or too small. So give us a call for all of your signage needs. Call 318-346-9898. Here's that number again. 318-346-9898. Capital Signs and Awnings of Bunkie.
Now that's sponsored by Sean Supercenter. Thank you, Sean. Now 2nd and goal from the 5. That's a good timeout there, Donnie, because the Buckeye obviously made some adjustments on offense. They're going no huddle now, up tempo. And I think it was a good time for Coach Reagan to say, hey, guys, let's reset. This is what we're going to do. We wasn't expecting this. Let's change some things up. Let's see if they can make a big defensive stand. 2nd and goal from the 5. Man in motion here. Smith's going to give it to Burlow on the right side. Dancing his way towards the end zone. Short. Just barely. I thought he got in. Both side judges agree he's about a yard
We're trying
short.
to shuttle a guy on, and they're going quick. We're trying now to shuttle 2 guys on.
Brunson Davis coming in. Buckeyes
We got too many men on the
Too many
field.
men on the field. No flag is thrown as Smith goes in for the touchdown. That should have been a flag on the Panthers. They're making a substitution. Could not get the guy off in time. He was still on the field. Buckeye runs just a quarterback keeper up the middle. They score. And the Panthers had 12 guys on the field.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a little confused as to why the referee didn't throw it.
He ran right in front of his face.
Either way, it's 35-12 Bunkie up over Buckeye.
Here's the extra point. Kick is up, and it is no good. He missed it wide right. So that'll leave Buckeye with 12 points. Bunkie Panthers 35, and Buckeye obviously made some adjustments at halftime and put together a good drive.
Yeah, put together a really good drive right there. As I was saying, it wasn't hot down there temperature-wise. That huddle was hot. Right. Coach McLaughlin was fuming down there when I walked by them huddled up. Obviously, whatever he said made an impact. They drive down relatively easy right there to make it 35-12. They're still down 35-12 with 7:54 to go in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, Panthers can't relax now. They can't take a break. They're going to have to finish this game because Buckeye came out and showed that they can put some more points on the board. And so the Panthers are going to have to sustain some drives, maybe eat some clock a little bit to hold on to this lead and finally get their first win in this new District 2 3A. Here's the Capital Signs kickoff, kicking off right to left now. Back deep to receive for the Panthers. Tanner Lemoyne standing on his 15. Onside kick here to the near side, taken in by number 23 for the Panthers. That's Jarrell Johnson, downs it at the 45. And that's where the Panthers will take over on offense.
Good hands right there by Jarrell. That ball was moving pretty good right there.
I was thinking the same thing. I couldn't have caught that.
Yeah, that was really good.
A new feature that the Panther team has this year, just put in, since they have an entire offense and defensive unit. We'll talk about that here in a little bit. First down play, just seconds away here. 2 receivers to the top. Compton in the shotgun with Tanner Lemoyne. Hand off to him up the middle. Tackled in the backfield. Number 74 comes through with some penetration. That's Braden Belgard, senior defensive lineman, brings him down quickly. Second down. They get Tanner Lemoyne a yard on forward progress. So as I was saying, they have a TV monitor now on the sideline. And you have your whole defensive unit looking at film and photos, kind of like when you see the NFL players scrolling through tablets. Panthers have a TV. Throw to the near side, incomplete. Excuse me, folks. That cough monster came up and got me again. Throw to the near side. That's Don Gurriel in the flat. Incomplete off his hand. Stops the clock at 7:24. Panthers now looking at a 3rd and 9 from their own 47-yard line. Ball right on the U of the Bunkie logo at midfield. They jump. There's a flag, hard count, offside on Buckeyes. That'll give the Panthers a very manageable 3rd down now.
John Michael checking in for Dylan. He'll come in at quarterback. Let's see how they feature him here. It's going to be Josh. What is that? A 3rd and 4? 3rd and 5?
About 3rd and 4.
And so now we go back to that 5-wide set.
In Buckeye territory, ball at the 47 now, moving left to right. 5 receivers. John Michael takes it himself. They're directing out to the left. Gets around the corner. Cuts it upfield. Big collision right at the stick. It's going to be close.
2 good football players hitting each other right there. Xander Smith comes up. Big shot against John Michael. Let's see where they mark him. Okay, that's twice now that we've seen the runner hit the first down marker, but they mark him short.
4th and 1. This is definitely 4th down territory. Panthers may punt it here, though. Ball is at the 44-yard line. 4th and 1. They're going to leave John Michael in at quarterback in the shotgun. 7 yards off the ball with 5 receivers. Tanner Lemoyne in the slot. Here's a snap. John Michael takes it to the right side. And it's going to be close. He's clotheslined right at the marker. We got the signal. It's going to be 1st down, Panthers. That's a Roy Scott and James 1st down. And he got that by the nose of the football.
I don't know if that was a called offensive play.
Why you say that? You thought that might have been a punt out of that?
I think that was a punt. John Michael took it upon himself. That is just a guess.
We'll ask Coach Niggs tomorrow. 1st and 10 play. Handoff to Tanner Lemoyne. Gets around the corner. Cuts it upfield now. Runs over a Buckeye Panther. Across the 35. Right at the 1st down marker. 1st down, Panthers. What a collision there.
Big hit in the middle right there.
You know, Tanner Lemoyne's not a real big runner, but he's got some speed. Running with a little power tonight. 1st and 10 for the Panthers. Throw by Compton. Incomplete. Good coverage there by number 15, intended for Kyle Johnson.
They had a 12th man on the field there as well. I'm not sure why these refs aren't calling that. So the guy was clearly not off of the field there. He was about 3 yards away from the sideline. I was looking at the referee. He looked at him when we snapped the ball, and he did not drop the flag. So that's twice tonight. Once it should have been called against us, once it should have been called against them.
I guess since they let one go against us, they gave them a free one.
Yeah, I guess.
Now everybody's even.
That's really not how you play it, but that has to be the only reason.
2nd and 10 now. Compton hand off to Lemoyne around the left side. Makes a move, trying to get around the corner, and he's struck down right at the line of scrimmage. Good tackle there. He ran about 30 yards parallel to the line of scrimmage and brought down by number 23 for Buckeye. That is Ethan Glaze, the junior defensive back. 3rd down and 10 for the Panthers now.
Luke Norman checking in at running back for Tanner Lemoyne. Tanner's a little winded right now. He's had a really good game and run really hard so far.
Pass play. Compton dropped back the pass under pressure now. Skates here to the near side. Pointing out a receiver. Throws it. Dropped in and out of the hands. Don Gurriel
by himself, wide open. I saw it, Donnie. He turned his head to run. He was looking at the end zone when the ball hit his hands. Incomplete pass, 4th down Panthers. And Don has had really good hands this year. I'll give him that. He's played a really good season for us. But right there, he had end zone on his mind. Panthers are going to go for it on 4th down. Ball's at the 34 in Buckeye territory. Compton drops back. Escapes pressure. Nope. No, he doesn't. He goes down. Escapes for a second. That's number 74 that finishes off the sack. That's Braden Belgard, the senior. Turnover on downs for your hometown Panthers. Gives the Buckeye the ball back and some momentum right at the 39-yard line, moving right to left. Yeah, you got to trust it right there. I thought I saw Addison Lemoyne with some daylight right there. You got to let that one fly. Brady Wright got 3 starts at quarterback. Dylan Compton got 3 starts at quarterback. Now we've seen John Michael East come in and get some quarterback. Panthers have used 3 quarterbacks this season. And I've referenced it a couple of times throughout the broadcast this year about the Manny game last year when we played them really tough. We were down 31-28 at half. That was John Michael at quarterback as well, so he has some experience there. 1st and 10 for Buckeye on their own 39. Smith rolls out to the far side, throws it, caught by number 5. 1st down and more, 16-yard pickup, caught by number 5, Jesse Stanley. They've got something cooking on offense right here. They've come out and either done something different or saw something in the first half or just kind of cleaned up some sloppiness on their end on the first half. But they've had a lot of positive chunk plays so far to start this half. And they have the momentum. Just forced the Panthers a turnover on downs. Looking to score again. Handoff up the middle, number 34, Burlew. Brought down, 1-yard gain. They'll give them on forward progress. John Michael East, first one there for the tackle with the host of Panthers as well. Luke Norman in on the stop as well. 2nd and 9 for Buckeye. No huddle. Pistol formation. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the top. Smith drops back to pass. Now he's looking to run, looking for a receiver, still looking to throw. Throws it deep. Caught by number 5, Stanley at the 15. What a throw, what a catch. Throw right there. My goodness. That is a 38-yard reception, and that's how far it traveled in the air, too. He caught it and was tackled immediately, but what a throw by Smith. I like this kid. Inside the 10 now, ball at the 9-yard line. And the Panther defense has their backs up against the wall. 1st and goal now for Buckeye. They came out, got the ball first in the second half, drove it downfield, 58 yards for a score. Forced a turnover and downs. Now they're looking to score again. Smith rolls out to the right. Quarterback keep, puts his head down. Not going to get much. Maybe 2 there on the far side. Stays in bounds. I'm going to second down and goal to the PA to see who was going to tackle. Because John Michael, look, he had blockers out there, so whoever did come and tackle him fought off a block and made the tackle because he had a little bit of protection in front of him. Pickup of 2, ball at the 7 now. 2nd and goal. 3 receivers, Smith in the shotgun. I would expect him to keep this ball again. Here's Stanley in motion. Smith keeps it on the right side. Dives forward. John Michael E. with the tackle and takes off his cleat while he's doing it. Gain of 1. Ball now at the 5-yard line. 3rd and goal. Kyle Johnson checks in on defense here. Maybe expecting him to throw the ball here. Kane Milligan checks out. 3rd and goal now from the 5-yard line. 3:30 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Here's Stanley in motion again. They do give it to him, and he's swallowed up. Big play there. That's Zion Lee. Wraps him up for a loss of 1. Good job by Zion Lee. Martell Jones checks in. Desmond Eldridge checks out. This is a big, big play right here, Josh. 4th and goal. We got 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter, brought to you by Scott's Ace Hardware. Panthers lead 35-12 over Buckeye. Buckeye looking at a 4th and goal from their own from the Panther 7. Smith rolls out to his right side. Under pressure now, escaping the pocket, still looking to throw. Throws it across his body. Touchdown, Buckeye. Caught by number 13, I believe. He was wide open, standing in the end zone. That is Bryce Worthen. And what a play by Xander Smith. He's so... I don't know if he's really fast. He's just so elusive. Like, he's just very shifty. We saw him make a big tackle earlier. He's out here kicking extra points for them. He's their quarterback. He has 10 interceptions on the year. You just marked me down as a fan of him. Yeah, now he's going to attempt the extra point. That's that, but a great kick, and it is good. So Buckeye trying to dig into this deficit. 19 now to the Panthers, their hometown Bunkie Panthers, 35. So 35-19, Bunkie Panthers on top of Buckeye with 2:46 to go here in the Scott's Ace Hardware third quarter. What I'm impressed on that play most is that Xander Smith rolled out to his right, was under pressure, but kept his eyes downfield in the end zone looking to throw it the whole time. Like, running was his last resort. It was 4th down. He knew he needed a touchdown or it was going to be a turnover. Yeah. Kept his eyes downfield, was able to find a wide open receiver. Very impressive.
This is where we've got to really grab this ball here. Darrell Johnson made a good grab on the onside kick here recently. I'm assuming it's going to come back this way also. We really need to retain possession here.
So far in the second half, the momentum's been on Buckeye's side. They've scored twice and forced a turnover on down to the Panthers. Johnson's going to lay on it again on this onside kick attempt at the 45. Pretty much deja vu play.
Deja vu, another tough one to field right there. Jarrell is a reason he's on that first line hand scheme right there.
Something to note, Seth Ponche moves to left tackle, changes numbers from 31 to number 75. Usually plays a power back. They've changed their formations a little bit, putting Dexter Compton Jr. at power back. Seth Ponche, the senior, helping out his team moving positions. Tanner Lemoyne with the carry right up the right hash, picks up 5 across midfield. Panthers looking at a 2nd and 5 now in Buckeye territory.
You brought up Dexter Compton Jr.'s name right there. I had my eyes on him at pre-snap. He made a really good block right there on their defensive end to kind of spring that run.
2nd and 5. Here's Lemoyne again on the right side. Big hole, has the first down across the 45 to about the 43-yard line. So Roy Scott and James first down.
Once again, Dexter with another good block right there. Good run by Lemoyne. We can chew clock here. I mean, we're up by 16. There's 30 seconds on the play clock.
Game clock right at 2 minutes now here in the third quarter. Brought to you by Scott's Ace Hardware. Panthers up 35-19 over the Buckeye Panthers. Now looking to the sideline, I think Coach Richard Clark is trying to run down some clocks here. Looking at the game clock now, he points to Dylan Compton, says you can go ahead and run the play. Hand off again to Lemoyne. Big hole to the 35 now, 8-yard pickup. And the Panthers have their running game going.
You know what's made Tanner a better back right there? In years past, he would have lost that ball. Someone hit it really, really hard. And he's good ball security by Lemoyne right there. He's really turning into a complete running back. Now, it's obvious that the Panthers are trying to run down some clock here. They usually run a fast-paced offense, try to snap the ball in under 10 seconds from snap to whistle. Now the whole team is looking to the sideline, waiting on the signal from the coach to get this started. Game clock under a minute now. Play clock at 20 seconds. Looking to the sideline there in a two-receiver set. 2 receivers to the top. Dylan Compton in the shotgun with Lemoyne at running back. Tied in to the right side, that's Addison Lemoyne with the up back, blocking back. That's Dexter Compton Jr. right behind him. Here's Tanner Lemoyne again right up the middle, dragging some defenders across the 35 to the 33-yard line. First down, Panthers. Keep those chains moving. Approaching the red zone, and that play could take it to the fourth quarter. Panthers are walking off the field.
There is a 1 second difference between the game clock and the play clock, and that's going to be the last play of the third quarter. We'll take a quick break. Your hometown Panthers up on Buckeye 35-19 with a first down at the 33 in the opponent's territory. This is Bunkie Panther Radio on Z95.9.
This is Brandon Scott from Roy Scott and James. 10 years ago, I was lucky enough to find myself practicing where I was raised and helping the people of Avoyelles Parish. If you happen to find yourself around our office in Marksville, don't be afraid to stop in, say hi, or drink a cup of coffee with us. If you've been injured, please call us anytime, day or night. You can reach our office at 318-240-7800. And remember, we're proud to call Avoyelles home.
Quarters of play. Your hometown Panthers on top 35-19. Just moments away while the team switch fields. We're about to enter the fourth quarter, brought to you by Simsport State Bank. I want to thank our friends at Simsport State Bank for sponsoring Bunkie Panther Radio and the Bunkie Panthers. Score update, Donnie?
35-14, Manny up over Winfield. 34-0, Avoyelles over Menard.
What was that score, 34?
34-0. That is still reporting in the second quarter, though, so I'm sure there's been 1 point put on the board since the second quarter. In district, Caldwell 21, Marksville 12. That score's a lot closer than I anticipated it to be after what we saw of Caldwell last week. And Gina is somewhere on this list. They are up 38-0. That's also still showing second quarter. It's probably updated since then. Gina is where we travel to next week, Josh. We've said multiple times, most likely the team to beat in the district.
They're the favorite.
They're the favorite, but Bunkie will most likely go into that game with some momentum after putting up 35 points in the first half tonight.
1st and 10 for the Panthers. Quick throw out to the far side. Day Alford catches it, turns it upfield, gets the first down. Dragon defenders stays in bounds. 13-yard pickup. That's his first catch of the game. Day Alford picked up the first down, and we are now in the Red River Bank red zone. Ball right at the 20-yard line with a fresh set of downs for the Panthers.
We're really milking this clock now, Josh. We weren't before, and then as soon as everyone kind of, I think Coach Clark and them noticed, look, we're up by 16. The clock is our friend. He points to the quarterback typically with about 7 on the play clock.
And Lemoyne right up the middle makes a defender miss. Dragon a pile, gets loose for a second. Still on his feet inside the 10 to the 9. First down for the Panthers. First down and goal. They marked that ball at the 8. What a good run by Tanner Lemoyne right up the gut in the teeth of that defense. First and goal in the Red River Bank red zone. And the Panthers don't huddle. They did a sugar huddle a little bit last week, but they're getting back to their traditional offense, which is no huddle, get the signal from the sideline, and let's go. And it kind of looks weird because they're trying to milk clock. They're not huddling. They're just standing at the line of scrimmage in formation, looking at the clock as well.
Let's see. He typically has been pointing at 7 seconds. I see. Yep, there's the point.
Here's a snap. Lemoyne again up the middle. Moving a pile a little bit, gets close to the 5-yard line. Short gain right up the middle, second and goal for the Panthers. They marked that right short of the 5. We'll call it the 6. Approaching 10 minutes now here in the fourth quarter, brought to you by Simsport State Bank. Again, 35-19. The hometown Panthers over Buckeye here on homecoming night. Got a new track laid here.
This is really nice.
It's not, the stripes aren't painted on it yet, but it just got laid earlier this week. It's going to be really nice. A brand new track at all the Avoyelles Parish football schools. Tanner Lemoyne to the right side, dives for the end zone. Touchdown, Panthers! That touchdown brought to you by Central Louisiana Insurance Consultants. Tanner Lemoyne takes that in from 6 yards out. That is his 3rd touchdown of the night and 2nd rushing touchdown.
So he wants to kind of throw his name in the hat for that LaPointe Eye Clinic player of the game.
Got quite a few players battling it out right now for the LaPointe Eye Clinic player of the game. That touchdown will give the Panthers 6 more, 41-19 now as we await the extra point. There is a flag on the field This is after the run, though. This is, well after the run. This is, let's see. Sideline warning. Illegal substitution on a... So will they respot the ball? That'll be assessed on the kickoff, Donnie. They're not going to mess with the extra point. Then I don't think that was the illegal substitution motion then, because that would be assessed here. Here's a snap, high snap. Johnson gets it down, kick is up, and it is through, and it is good. 42-19. Now Panthers with a healthy lead here in the fourth quarter. Brought to you by Sports State Bank. 9:41 to go here in the fourth quarter. Buckeye has to put together a couple quick scoring drives to get back into this game. It can be done. But this is can be, but man, that offense that they run would be really tough. This is the biggest lead the Panthers have had all season. Their only wins come against Jonesboro Hodge. They won that one by 4. Pretty banged up in that week. Starting a new quarterback that week with Brady Wright, did his job and got a win. Panthers have had a tough schedule before and after that with the likes of Avoyles, Caldwell, Winfield. Catholic Point Capee teams that Catholic Point Capee just got their first loss last week. It shows you what kind of season they're having. Man, they're so tough. That's what I remember about them. Them just being very, very physical, especially for a 1A school. So that sideline penalty backs the Panthers up to the 25. Ball's usually spotted at the 40. 15-yard difference now. Kicking it off right to left. John Michael Lee's backed up. This is going to be a traditional kickoff. He's going to try to boot this one as far as he can. Returning the new signal that he just gave, however. Returning the kick for Buckeye. It's number 13 standing on his own 26-yard line, and a flag is thrown. I think it's a delay of game. Delay of game. I do see the play clock at 0. That'll back the Panthers up 5 more. Now the ball will be reset and re-teed up at the 20. That's very odd to get a delay of game on a kickoff. Now John Michael's talking to the... That ref must be pretty short. John Michael stands at 5'6", and he's taller than that ref. He is. Maybe he's got some taller cleats on today. Ball teed up at the 20 now, kicking off right to left. Panther band drum line. Getting a little groove. Got a packed house here tonight at Dean Brittenfield Panther Stadium. Grove is packed as well. Good atmosphere, good weather, good time here on homecoming night, especially with a 42-19 lead here in the fourth quarter. Here's the capital sign kickoff. And it's a boot. John Michael kicks it high and deep, taken in at the 31-yard line by number 13, and hit hard by number 44, Eldridge. What a great tackle there. On his own right there, Desmond Eldridge kind of cuts through everyone and makes the play. Returned up to the 44-yard line. Yeah, Eldridge's been suffering a shoulder injury on and off throughout the season. Finally feels real good, good enough to play. Has been plugged in there a lot. Makes a good textbook tackle there on the return. Return from the 31 to the 44-yard line. Buckeye takes over on offense now, going left to right. 1st and 10. Nine and a half to go here, Josh. The offense that they run it does drain some clock, and they don't throw it often. So that's the good news for the Panthers. Smith looking to throw. Now he's looking to run to the far side. He does throw it out to the flat. Caught, but tackled immediately. He pump faked the throw, then tried to run, and then checked up and threw it again. I can't see who caught that ball. I think that was number 5, Stanley. No, it was number 4, Boone on the far side with the catch. 5-yard pickup. 2nd down and 5 from the 49 now. Ball almost at midfield. Handoff right up the middle of Burlow. He's going to dive for it for a couple. Good second effort there. Picks up 2 yards. He was hit right at the line of scrimmage and dove forward for a couple more. 3rd down and 2, maybe 3 yards there, right in Bunkie territory now. 3rd and 3. And Buckeye, with this deficit, you're going to think that they're going to go for it if they get a 4th down. Look, Smith right up the middle, quarterback keeper, dances his way through the 1st down and a few more yards to the 40-yard line. 6-yard pickup for him and gives Buckeye a 1st down. Yes, they get exactly to the Bunkie Panther 40-yard line right there. And that's good and all, but that run keeps the clock moving, and now Buckeye is their clock is just as big as an opponent as the Bunkie defense now. 1st and 10 from the Panther 40. Pistol formation. Smith rolls out to the far side, looking to throw, throws a dart to the far side, little low, incomplete. Intended receiver was number 5, Stanley. Probably his worst throw of the night right there. Yeah, that throw was hard. He's a right-handed quarterback. He darts out running to the far side and then tries to throw it across his body while he's running. That's a very difficult throw. It's easier to throw when you're rolling out to your arm side. That one low. Stops the clock at exactly 8 minutes. 2nd and 10 now from the 40. Here's Stanley in motion. Fake to him. Smith up the middle, wrapped up immediately. Let's see who that is. I think that's number 44, Eldridge, making a good play there on Smith for no gain. 3rd and 10 now. Good play by him on a one-on-one situation right there. Yeah, usually so far in this game, when Xander Smith's been one-on-one, he's made that guy miss.
Yep. And like we've said multiple times, not made him miss because he ran away from him. He's just really shifty and was just able to get around them somehow.
3rd and 10 for Buckeye now. 4 receivers standing in the shotgun, 5 yards from the ball, drops back to pass. Pump fake, now cuts it upfield, running into traffic on the left side. Under pressure now. He's going to step out of bounds with a 5-yard loss.
Jasper St. Remain right there forced him out of bounds.
Good job by the defensive back for the Panthers, not giving Xander Smith any option to throw the ball. Scrambled his way to the far sideline, ran out of real estate, 5-yard loss. 4th and 15 now for Buckeye. And somebody's going to call a timeout. Buckeye's going to call a timeout to talk about this 4th down play. We'll step out for a second. It's 42-19. Bunkie on top. 7:14 to go in the Sim Sports State Bank 4th quarter. This is Bunkie Panther Radio on Z95.9.
Time for Riding Shotgun with a Gunslinger. Tough questions for football tough guy Brett Favre.
Dear Brett, my dog is too fat to jump in my truck. What should I do? First, go to favorites.com for a great auto quote in 4 minutes from Farm Bureau. Then, put your dog on a diet or get a little trampoline so it can bounce in your truck. Tough call. I'd go trampoline.
Great rates, fast claims, real service, auto, home, and life. Josh Sauseda, Farm Bureau.
Got a good one here in Bunkie. Homecoming night. Panthers on top 42-19 with 7 minutes and 14 seconds left to go here in the Sim Sports State Bank 4th quarter. Buckeye took a timeout to talk about this 4th down play. They are going to go for it on 4th down. Looking at 4th and 14 from the Panther 44, going left to right. Looks like they come out with a couple extra receivers, 3 here to the near side, 1 to the top. Let's see what Buckeye has right here on this 4th down play. Smith dropping back deep under pressure. Now getting chased from behind. Throws the ball. Intercepted. Kyle Johnson on the 25. Has a lot of room to the far side. Makes a move. Returns it across the 45. Close to the 50. Good job there, Kyle Johnson. Intercepting that ball, returning it about 25 yards back to midfield. Now, Smith did have a receiver on that far sideline with a little bit of room. I saw it too. And just underthrew the ball. He was getting pressured from the backside. And that's not where he wanted to throw it, but Kyle Johnson was in the area and made him pay. 1st and 10 now for Bunkie. Brady Wright in at quarterback. Brady Wright at quarterback. Handoff to Tanner Lemoyne on the right side. Good burst. Cuts it upfield. 1st down and more 14-yard pickup, gets to the 36-yard line of Buckeye with a fresh set of downs. The Panthers get up to the line quick. And they're going to check up here and try to run some clock as that first down run keeps the clock moving. We're approaching 6 minutes and 15 seconds. Game clock at 15. They usually been snapping about, 7 seconds?
Yeah, right at 7 is giving them the okay. I like that we weren't down in our stance for so long that time.
Brady Wright at quarterback. Bobble snap. Tanner Lemoyne gets it on the right side, cuts the corner, puts his head down, stays in bounds. Good job there by Tanner Lemoyne. You can tell that he thought about it. He was going to the far sideline and kind of saw the sideline and just put his head down to stay in bounds. Good job.
Yep, good job by him. He now checks out for Luke Norman, freshman Luke Norman checks in the game. I'm going to go ahead and give one of our honorable mention players of the game to Luke Norman tonight. He's played a good game, but that's just one.
That last carry put Tanner Lemoyne over 100 yards with 2 touchdowns. That is his third 100-yard rushing game of the season. 2nd and 5 for the Panthers. Ball at the 32-yard line in Buckeye territory. Stack receivers to the top. Luke Norman with the carry up the middle. Makes the move.
No way.
Cuts loose.
No way.
Here's the 5. Oh, Luke Norman, touchdown. The freshman gets the carry. Makes a jump cut across the middle of the field and takes it in from 32 yards out. Touchdown, the honorable mention. I could have cleared the game. Maybe you should have waited. That could have held up his decision. That was awesome. The freshman starting at linebacker gets the carry and takes it in 33 yards.
Fails Lemoyne for one play. Takes it to the house.
Touchdown Panthers. 48-19. Eves waiting to tack on one more. Here's a snap, the hold, the kick. It is high, and it is through. It's good. 49-19 now. Panthers lead with 5:15 to go here in the fourth quarter, brought to you by Cincinnati State Bank. Number 33 takes it in from 33 yards out. Luke Norman for a Central Louisiana insurance consultant touchdown. That was awesome. That was good. It's great to see a young player earn his way into a starting lineup anywhere on the field. It could be kickoff, team offense, defense. He earned his spot in his start at linebacker. Gives Tanner Lemoyne a break, gets his hands on the ball, and makes the most of it.
Yeah, that was great. You know, Hook Pye has started the year as a backup running back. Hook's been dealing, I know you see him with his shoulder brace on, all that, dealing with a shoulder injury, and he's strictly going to be on defense, kind of nursing that a little bit. So Tanner runs 98% of the time. When he gets a spell every now and then, it is for Luke Norman, and good for him for pumping in the end zone there.
You know, that could have been a play on Buckeye defense, not thinking that he was going to get the carry, just kind of not paying attention to him, you know, just coming in there just to give Tanner Lemoyne a break. No, we're going to hand it to him, Coach Clark says, and Luke Norman says, watch what I can do. Here's a high, deep kick on the Capitol side kickoff, taken in at the 10, return to the 20, across the 20, and drug down at the 26-yard line. Desmond Eldridge in on the tackle again, along with Lucas Mose and a few other Panthers there. Luke Norman, number 23, Darrell Johnson, number 22, I believe that
Braden Silva is 22.
All in on the tackle. The Buckeye on their own 27, moving left to right for another offensive series. 5 minutes to go here. 49-19, Panthers on top of Buckeye. 3 receivers set. Smith with a play action throw, caught to the far side, bumped out of bounds by Kane Milligan. That reception taken in by number 4, Hayden Boone.
A couple new jerseys coming in right here. I do want to give these guys names on the air. Number 24 checks in. That is Braxton Johnson. And number 28 checks in. That's Ben Mose.
And I see John Michael Eves coming off the field, as well as Jasper St. Romain giving these young guys some reps. That's what it takes on a Friday night when you got a big lead like this. Here's a throw out to the near side, caught by number 13. 1 defender misses, 2 miss. Still on his feet after some missed tackles. drug out of bounds at the 36-yard line. That's Kentarius Franks that makes that tackle. Kentarius Franks got a bright future here at Bunkie. You can tell that was some inexperience. One defender even tried to push. I saw that push. Push the receiver out of bounds, but all he did was give him like a boost. He pushed them upfield. And the Panthers are going to take a timeout. That's their second of the second half. We'll step out for a second. 49-19, under 4 to go here in the fourth quarter. Brought to you by Central State Bank. This is Bunkie Panther Radio on Z95.9.
Sean Supercenter in Hesmer has straight shooting prices on guns and ammunition. We carry brands you can trust in any caliber you could want. Whether you're looking for a firearm for your next outdoor adventure, something for the shooting range, or even something for home defense, our prices are the best in Central Louisiana, and we receive new shipments every day. Sean Supercenter is also known for our catering. Let us make your next gathering the taste of the town. The store is stocked with fresh produce and quality meat, and we even have a butcher on site for custom cuts. Start your next adventure by visiting our deli, which serves plate lunches every day. We cook those home-style plate lunches that everyone in Avoyles loves. And from the menu, we serve the best burgers, sandwiches, po' boys, wraps, and seafood. Call 597-9940 to place an order or stop by any day of the week. We open early and we'll have biscuits and hot coffee waiting for you. Sean Super Center, Main Street in Hesmer.
Brought down right at the line of scrimmage on that first down play. Actually, maybe a yard lost there. Second down and 11. So the Panthers will travel to Gina, Louisiana next week to take on the Gina Giants. Looking to be 1-1 on district play. Gina probably going to be 2-0. They are officially 2-0. Second down play, Smith throws it deep to the far side. Caught by number 4. Who was covered by 2 defenders. Helmet comes off. That's number 5. That's Boone. Jesse Stanley's number 5. Jesse Stanley. Could that ball have been placed any better than that? There were 2 defenders back there. What a great ball. The young kid called that a dot. Oh, okay. New. Yeah, that is new. Burlow right up the middle, tackled across the 15, gets to about the 11-yard line. Pickup of 2. Second down and 10. Second down and 8 from the 11-yard line. 2.5 minutes to go here in this football game. Panthers with a big lead. They came out and showed up here for this district game, homecoming night. They lead 49-19. Josh, we're going to have to do this player of the game here after this play. Second down play is a keeper by Smith on the left side. Brought down after a short gain there. LaPointe Eye Clinic player of the game. Donnie, we had a lot of good candidates. We discussed it. But what's your final decision? Well, I think at the end of the day, I think Tanner Lemoyne deserves an honorable mention and his name mentioned many, many times because he played such a good football game tonight. A few touchdowns, over 100 yards on the ground. But the player of the game is definitely John Michael Eve. Just dominated this game from the start to finish. Has a passing touchdown, a couple of rushing touchdowns, 7 for 7 on extra point, and probably has at least 8 tackles as well. He's like the Swiss Army knife of the Panthers. Here's a pass from Smith, connects with number 4 right at the 5-yard line. Big hit there by number 23. That's Jarrell Johnson, the sophomore, coming up to make the tackle on Hayden Boone. Jarrell Johnson's name needs to be brought up as well for a good game tonight, just to at least corralling those onside kicks. And a couple of bad snaps where he was the holder. He was able to get those and put them down for John Michael to be 7 for 7 on extra points. Fourth down for Buckeye right at the 5-yard line. First down marker's at the 3, so they have 2 to go. They call a timeout with 1:12 left. And so we'll just keep it here. Donnie, how important is it to get a big win like this when you get back on the road next week? We've talked for 2 to 3 years now, Josh, about not just what happens inside those lines, but you have to remember these kids are anywhere from probably 14 to 18 years old. Momentum and confidence, all that plays a huge factor and a huge role, to these kids. I think we go to Gina next week with a lot of confidence to take on what we think is going to be the class of the conference, or the class of the district. And confidence is huge. Confidence, momentum. just a different vibe. You know, you walk off that bus with your chest, you know, puffed out a little bit, and that can carry onto the field and at least give you a good start, because it's going to come down to the meat and potatoes inside the line. But getting off the bus feeling good. Here's the fourth down play that Smith right up the gut. Going to be close to the first down. He has it. They're going to give it to him. First down. They dropped the sticks. First and goal from the 3. Buckeye may be able to put up another score here. Under a minute to go here now in the fourth quarter. Smith stays in the game. Quarterback keeper right up the middle. Bulldozes his way into the end zone. Touchdown. Buckeye takes it in from 2 yards out. They scored late, but it's too little too late. 49-25 now. Clock stopped. And the Panthers should, if they, I'm assuming Buckeye's going to try an onside kick. No matter what happens here, extra point made or missed. If the Panthers can recover the onside kick, a couple kneel downs, and we should be able to get out of here with a first win in the new District 2-3A. Bad snap. Smith's going to take it to the far side and dive in to the end zone to convert 2 points. I don't think that was a called play.
It was definitely not. The bad snap, and somehow the kicker ended up with the ball, picked it up. Your hands are really crashing hard right there to try to block that. He gets on the outside of them, scores. It makes it 49-27. Bunkie Panthers up over the Buckeye Panthers. Our hands team will take the field here.
I see a lot of new jerseys coming off. That's number 70 right there for Bunkie. That's Tucker Soche. Number 53, John Keys Lavallee. Let's see who else. Quite a few of them. I couldn't get all their numbers there.
We actually getting a couple new guys in on special teams here as well. I'm trying to see who this is. Deep back for us. I thought it was number 32. That's Jatarin Gaines is back deep. And I just saw Ben Mose check in as well on special teams.
And Hunter Rodriguez, defensive back in the first line. And that's about all the numbers I can see here. They do keep Dexter Compton Jr. in the front line and Kane Milligan
on this side. And that's John Michael next to Hunter, Noah Newton, and Jarrell Johnson on the side that they've been kicking it to over there. Jarrell's corralled a bunch of them.
Definitely some hands. And they kick it again to Johnson's side. Noah Newton's going to fall on it right at the 50-yard line. Good job by him. And that should seal this game as a couple kneel downs, and we'll be good to go. Number 68 for the Panthers, that is Ethan Ducote, checks in. Number 67, Dominique Palermo. Number 54, that is James Morissette.
Number 34, I haven't seen that. Gerald Friel checks in. 55, Detracus Curry checks in.
Hayden Wright in the shotgun, and this is probably just going to be a kneel down, guys. Now handoff to the right side. That's Luke Norman again. He said I want some more, Coach. He gets about 6 yards to the right side to the 45, and that will be the last play of this ball game. Panthers on homecoming night beat Buckeye 49. 5 seconds left. They're going to run another play. Here's Luke Norman again to the right side. Cuts the corner and out of bounds. No, they say that's the ball game. That's it. Bunkie 49, Buckeye 27 on homecoming night. Panthers come away with a big win, a district win. They make them 1-1 in district, 2-5 on the season. Next week we'll travel to Gina. Make sure you tune in to D95.9 for the Farm Bureau pregame show at 6:45. Donnie and I'll go live. That's it. Bunkie gets a good win tonight. As the fans leave the stadium, we want to wish everybody a happy and safe weekend. For Donnie Newton and McKinley Lamont at the studio, I'm Josh Sauseda. Good night.
You're listening to the mighty Bunkie Panther Radio Network across the universe and on your radio at KZLG, Mansura, Louisiana, Z95.9.
You've been listening to Bunkie High School Football, brought to you by the Bunkie Panther Club. Join us next time when once again your mighty Bunkie Panthers will be on the air, brought to you by the Bunkie Panther Club. Thank you for listening and have a safe weekend. Tonight's broadcast was brought to you as a live presentation on C95.9 KZLG.
Go Panthers!